This project is on the up and up. I'm telling you, if you have an Etsy shop, this is one that you're gonna want to add. Even if you don't have an Etsy shop, this is one that you may make it and you're like, wow, this is so wowing. Post a good picture on your Facebook and I promise you're gonna have people want it.
And it's custom, it's beautiful, and it's so easy to recreate. If you all have never worked with electrofoil, you're gonna really get your mind blown today, because electrofoil is such a unique just material to work with. So we're gonna be using that. We're gonna be using a couple other things maybe you haven't played around with before. And I think you guys are really gonna love this one.
Oh, it's not a think. I know you will.
I'm like, so we made, the one that we're using today is actually my husband's late grandfather. So we're gonna put this in our house for sure.
Do you need, I should have sent you one of Dad so you can make another one today.
Can you get one?
I sure can.
Okay, that would be cool, because then we can like make one. But y'all, they're so easy, and you can record your own voice if you want to make this for a Valentine's gift.
That would be so nice.
Yeah, like, I love you.
What would
like
be,
whatever.
Like, I'm not saying this to be, please don't take what I'm fixing to say as like me being morbid, because I'm not. But like, as a mom, it would be, or as a mom, but also as someone who has lost a parent, like if I would have had this, like if my mom like recorded her voice saying like daily affirmations, like you're loved, you're beautiful, all of this stuff, so that if like there's gonna be a time where she's not gonna be around, I can go back and re-listen to that.
That's sweet.
That would be something that anyone is gonna cherish forever.
Right. And so not only do you have this beautiful Soundwave where they're talking, but I'm also going to show you all how to do a print and cut QR code where you scan it and you can literally listen to their voice like from your phone. So super easy. I'm really excited. Lauren's going to find a voiceover for us to use today. If you can't for some reason, I have the one that I used on the sample.
Oh, that's fine.
Family, but this is the project. Okay, let's look at this overhead. I know y'all can see it from far away, but I just need you to get a good look. Okay, look how beautiful. And I think because we did the black frame on the black cardstock with the gold, it just makes it look so timeless and beautiful. So I absolutely love this. This is actually for my husband's grandfather. He called him PP or Papa Sailor. We almost named our daughter Sailor after him. And then we have this QR code on the back. I thought about putting it on the front, y'all, but it just wasn't, you can't weed it, and it was just like a hot mess. So we're gonna do a print and cut QR code so you can just scan it anytime you wanna listen to it. And then I think that's like the sweetest part, because you actually get to hear it. Do you know what I'm saying? So love that. Let me go over the supplies you're gonna need to recreate this. As always, everything I'm about to go over is in the description below this video. So if you want to recreate it in the next week or so, snag those supplies up. You could totally have this made by Valentine's Day and give it as a gift. So let's see here. I'm like talking too much and not breathing.
Okay, people are saying they can't see it. Hold it one more time.
Oh, they can't see it?
It's like the angle of it. Hold on.
You know what? Hold the phone. I'm taking it out
of the frame,
because I think that's what's the biggest issue.
Also, I'm airdropping this to that computer real quick.
Okay, let me accept it. So you can airdrop your voice memo to your computer directly to your downloads, or you can email it to yourself if you are not using a Mac. Okay, yeah. Oh, you can see that much better. Can y'all see it much better?
Yeah, it's just because our ceilings are black. It's like reflecting the black. Yes, they can see that real good.
Can y'all see that really good? I want to hold it there for a second so you guys can really. Yes, a proposal, Kim. This would be beautiful. So, and in person, this is so much better. I just wish I could show it to you as if it were in person.
I know.
So yeah, that's what we're creating. You're not going to need a whole lot of things. You are going to need this specialty material. This is electrofoil. So it's like kind of like the foil you can get. Cricut has some, right? I don't know that it's called electrofoil. It's more like embossing foil, but this is this Caesar brand electrofoil? Is it Caesar?
No, Starcraft.
Starcraft. Okay. So this is a Starcraft brand, and you can see it's silver on the backside, but then they have the gold. They have tons of different colors. I just thought the gold looked good with the black. You're going to need a black piece of cardstock that will fit in whatever frame that you have. It's really going to depend on the frame. I did get a rectangular frame so I could have a long strip. And then I've got, this is the Caesar Easy Weed Adhesive. This is basically an HTV that when heated up turns to glue. So that's pretty cool.
Love that.
Yeah, you have to have that for your electrofoil. And then I've just got a paper trimmer because I'm going to be cutting my cardstock down. And then I've got a burnishing tool and a pin weeding tool. So pretty basic. But the first thing that we're going to do is cut our paper down to size. And I feel like I used a 24-inch sheet of cardstock for this. But let's see. I think it's like a hair short. Oh, shoot. Could you go grab me a 24-inch piece?
Yes.
Now, if you're using a smaller frame, you're not going to have this issue. And I would just recommend to get a frame that you can cut out a piece. So get a frame that's smaller than 12 by 12. So you don't have to get a 24-inch piece of cardstock. But we've got 24-inch laying around, and why not? You know what I'm saying? So Lauren's going to grab that. But what we're basically going to do is just lay this piece of glass on top of that cardstock and then cut out the exact size that we need. And then we're going to carry that size into Design Space so we can design. Ooh, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this on here on this corner because this will give me the straight edge if I line it up. And then I can just take a true control knife and trim this up. This is going to give us the exact size we need for our frame. And I'm obviously getting my hands all over this, but we can clean it up if we need to. Uh-oh. Oh, there's
smooth?
two. I was like, why is it so thick? God. I said, she's
Also,
thick.
that's textured.
I use texture, but let's do smooth. Because I use the smooth side of the textured, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, and I like this black better.
Okay.
You know we're so weird about black. Like, can y'all tell a difference?
Oh, God, yeah.
I like this one better, personally.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Let me take, here, there's an extra piece.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, I'm going to line this up and we're going to cut. We don't use our 24-inch cardstock a lot, y'all. Like, just periodically. That's all we have so much.
Also, I wouldn't say, like, if you don't have 24-inch cardstock, like, don't go out and get 24-inch cardstock for this. Just use a frame that is
smaller.
12 inches.
Yeah.
Smaller than 12 inches in length.
Yeah. I just thought it would be more dramatic if I did, like, a rectangular. And you could still do a rectangular, just smaller.
Yeah, so this can be whatever size you want it to be.
Right. Okay. It's just that, like, the voice memo is usually, like, long and skinny. And so in my brain, I'm like, I need a long and skinny frame. So that's kind of what I did. And if you go to Hobby Lobby and the frames are not on sale when you're there, go back the next week and they're usually on sale.
I thought frames were always on sale there.
That one was not on sale. Not where I got it from.
Did you get it last week?
Was it last week?
Or was it week before last?
Oh, I can't even remember. You can look on their website and it'll tell you.
It was last week, because if it was last week, I'll go this week. I'll actually go today and just go get one to put this in.
Oh yeah. Yes, beautiful. I mean, it was $17.99, so it's not bad. But then if you get it on half off or 40% off, you get a little bit more of a deal, you know.
Yeah.
We're deal gals. Okay, so that's my piece. Now let's measure this because I don't know the exact measurements. And then this is what we're gonna have in Design Space for our template. So this is 12.5.
And yes, you can do this on a canvas. You don't have to do this on cardstock. It's the same concept.
Yes. 12.5 by 6 3/4. We'll just round up. Okay, 12.5 by 6 3/4. All right, let me pull open Cricut Design Space. We're gonna get a blank canvas here. Let's go new, replace. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull in a square that is the shape of this. This is gonna be our base that we're working with. So we said 12.5 by 6 3/4. And I'm gonna change it. Let's just keep it white for now, just so we can see our design. Now, listen up. If you guys are ready, we're gonna jump into the part, how to get to your voice memo, how to get all of that. So you airdrop me your voice memo, right?
I did. Okay, so this is where everybody needs to turn all their tabs off.
Yep.
Turn your listening ears on.
Yes.
Because this is gonna be the hardest part of this tutorial. And
Yes.
it's not hard, but but you just have to know where to go and what to do.
Right. And I've linked every website I'm mentioning. They're linked in the description for y'all, okay? So the first place, this is our first stop. Vocaroo. I'm assuming like vocal. This website is really cool because you can press this button and start recording. So like if I wanted to leave Lauren a lovely message and put it on this, I could. Or you would just push that and start recording. I'm assuming you'd have to have your microphone function hooked up, whatever.
So you don't even have to do it from your phone and then airdrop it. You can do it straight from this website.
Yeah, so if you just wanted to say something, you could just say it.
That makes it so easy.
I know. But we're wanting to use one that we already have. So you can just select this upload button, okay? And then it's going to say upload audio file. So Lauren airdropped me her audio file. If you don't have airdrop, you can email it to yourself and then save it to your computer.
Yes.
A heartbeat is a good idea, Sandy. I actually love that. And then you can see right here, is this the one you sent me or is this Trey's? Let's play it. Oh, maybe it won't let me. Let's see, it'll let me preview it.
Hey, Lauren, it's Dad. Happy birthday, sweetheart. It's around 3 o'clock. It just meant you calling back. I love you very much.
Well, we shouldn't have played that. I thought it was going to be Papa.
It's okay. It's okay. I've just not heard his voice in a long time. Sorry, guys.
We're emotional today anyway,
I know.
so.
Okay. Back. Oh. Back on track.
Okay. All right. So obviously you can see the emotional effect that this type of gift would give to somebody. That's so sweet. So you're just going to upload it and then drop it in. You can preview the text from there. And then we're going to download the audio. So what you're going to need to do right down here, there's a QR code and there's a download. We need to get both of these because I want you all to have that QR code so you can scan it and listen to it whenever you want. So first we're going to do download and that's just going to pop up here, okay? So we're just going to open that up. Oh, it's going to go into Apple Music.
Oh, okay.
That's weird. It didn't do that on my computer. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna let it live here for a second. Oh wait, here, I can open it in Finder. There we go. Okay, so I think it just converts it to an MP3. And then we also want the QR code and we're gonna hit save QR code. Oh, we're sorry if we made you guys cry.
Didn't mean to.
Oh man, it's been an emotional day in here.
It has been.
It has. I've been crying already today, so. Okay, so we have the QR code, we have the download. Now, after you've done this whole process, you're gonna go to the MP3 audio Soundwave and we're gonna hit let's go, okay? Now we're gonna upload that MP3 that we converted over. We're gonna upload that to this area. So let me actually cancel that. I'm gonna open it up in the folder right here. So it's in my downloads and I'm just gonna click it and drag it. And you can see there's a green plus sign. Just drop it in. And then it says conversion complete. And then when you get to this page, don't worry about the waveform size. I am gonna change this just to solid black and then hit okay. And then there it is. So cool. It's so interesting how they're all so different. They look so different. So then you're just gonna hit control click or right click and we're gonna save image as, and we'll just save it to Dad in downloads, okay? So I'm just gonna save that in my downloads, okay? And then let's go over to Design Space. Okay, so we're going back to Design Space. We already have our base set up. We're gonna go to Upload, Upload Image, and then we're gonna go to Finder, and well, we can pull in our QR code first of all. I'm gonna hit Complex, Continue, Apply and Continue, and we're gonna be using the Print Then Cut image. Now, y'all, I tried to cut this out of vinyl. It was like, I think Lauren was in there and I was like, this is stupid because I was trying to weed it and it was like, you can't know which squares to weed out, you know, like the world's hardest weeding project. So we're just going to do it as a print and cut sticker and put it on the back. So I'm going to add that to the canvas and we'll just sit it right here. And now we need to go upload our voice memo. So I'm going to go to upload image, go to Finder, and see, I start getting
Confused.
yeah, because we have so many, like, vote. Hold on. Oh, I saved it in downloads as dad. So let me see if I can just type that in. Oh, really? You're going to do that to me? Let me try to, you know what I'm going to do? Let's go back to the website and put it on our desktop. Like, I'm just going to drag it over to my desktop.
Okay.
So we'll go here.
I do that a lot.
I know sometimes you can't find it sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so right click, we're gonna, oh, I don't know if I can. Let's save image as again. Let's try to put it in a different place.
Yeah, you know, you can put it in desktop right there.
And then it'll pop up on my desktop?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna call it dad on desktop and it's gonna go to, oh look, I can just open it in the folder here. There it is. Okay. There she is. We found it. These are old, so I don't know what it's doing. Okay, open up Cricut again. And then you can see right here, I've got my image. So you just gotta find your image, okay? Make sure to title it something that you're gonna remember so you can search for it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna hit complex. And then you can see where it's checkered, that gray and white, that means there's no background behind it, which is what we want. And then we're going to apply and continue. DD, the Finder is where, on a Mac at least, it's where like all of your applications, your files live, yeah. And then on a PC, it's just your like search, like at the bottom left.
Yeah.
It's got the Microsoft icon normally. That's like the same thing as Finder.
Yeah.
Okay, for the voice wave, it's gonna be a cut image, okay? So make sure you select cut image, and then we're gonna upload that. I'm gonna select it, add it to Canvas, and there it is. How cool is that? So we're gonna shrink this down. Now, what I did was cut off all of this, like this is probably the phone hanging up, and like we don't need any of this blank space, and that way you can make this bigger, because you want it to be like as big as you can get it, you know?
And one other thing that I want to, like, even if you cut off that last little blurb,
yeah,
it's not like you can still scan the QR code and listen to it all. But if it looks better, if there's like one little area that you could cut off to make it look better, I feel like just cut it off to make it look better, because the QR code's gonna have the full effect.
I mean, this is more just for visual purposes.
This is just visual.
Yeah. So what I would like to do, I just want to cut it, I'll probably cut it off like there. Do you think that's okay? There and there? Or do you want me to cut it off more?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
It would be that size. If we cut it off to here, well, it would be, hold on. If we cut it off there, it'll be about that big. If we cut it off there, it'll be about that.
I think cut that last little piece off. Okay. Because it's not that big of a deal.
Right. Okay, that's what we'll do then. So what I'm gonna do to slice this off is I'm gonna take this little square we already created, and I'm going to change it to the, actually, let's duplicate it. I'm gonna duplicate it. I like to have 2 of everything, just in case I need it. And I'm gonna change this to guide. Okay, so this is basically allowing us to see what's behind it. And I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. We can cut that little guy off. Do you think that looks good?
I think I like that.
Okay, so that's right where I wanna cut it. I wanna cut it there and I wanna cut it there. So we've got our square exactly where we want it. We're gonna select the square as well as the QR code, and then we're going to slice, okay? This is gonna give us these extra layers that we can get rid of. This one, ooh, this is all we need. This stuff right here can be deleted. And so now you've got this that fits perfectly inside of our square. How cool, right? Now, you can put whatever you want. You could put like what it says underneath it. You can put like, I put in memory of PP on trays. Do you want to put in memory of dad on it, or do you want to put like something that he used to say? I mean, you really can put whatever you want on there. Or you can put nothing. If you don't want to put any words, you can do nothing. If you like more of the minimalistic. I'm going to also center this vertically. So you could do it just like right down the center. What do you
I
think?
don't know.
I know you're not big on memorials.
I know I'm not very big on memorials. I kind of like just like,
Do you want to put your handwriting on there? His handwriting?
that's a little too much.
Is it?
Yeah. Just put,
What if we put like love dad?
I just like love dad.
Love, comma, dad?
Yes.
Period? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be using Inventor font for this. Let's go to...
Also, Maribel asked, does a QR code ever expire? I don't think it does.
I don't see why not. It's already created.
Right.
I mean, I don't see why it would. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are on that. I've not like made one and then revisited it a long time away. Okay, we're going to use this Inventor font. It's very pretty and classy. It's one of our newer fonts. So we're going to download that. It'll go into a folder. We're going to open it up. And then we're going to open that up. And then we're going to install. Okay, so let's go back to Design Space. Save whatever you're working on. Make sure to hit save. Maybe. Hello. Okay. We're just going to title it this. Save it to my projects. Now we're going to reload Design Space so that our font pops into Design Space. Okay, so view, reload, and then our font should be in our font book in Design Space. Okay, easy enough. So I'm going to make a text box. Love, Dad, and then we can put this here, and let's change the font. Your downloaded fonts are going to live in your system fonts. And, ooh, I'm going to make that a capital L. You think?
Yeah.
Do you like?
Yeah.
I think that's cute.
Yeah.
So if I like the smaller look because I feel like it gives it that more modern, which is kind of the style is kind of modern anyways of this whole piece. I am going to change it to black because all of this is black. But yeah, you make it pretty small. Now this font can get real skinny. So what I like to do is space my letters out. I'm going to space these out just a little bit. Let's, oh shoot. Highlight your text first and then space your letter. Why is it not doing it? Oh, I'm doing line spacing. Hello, fuzzy. Okay. Highlight your text. We're going to go to letter spacing. Let's add a 2 space.
We have a lot of tutorials, Danielle, about how we use our own handwriting.
Yes.
In Design Space. Like, first one I can think of.
You did Asher's Valentine's.
Asher's
That one had-
Valentine's
right.
last year. I taught you how to do your own handwriting. There is a.
You did one but it might have been in.
There's a TikTok where I've done one.
the clipboard art.
The clipboard art, but
What
is
was
that?
I think it's inside the membership.
But then we did one forever ago where Tanner took my great grandmother's recipe and put it on a
That's a long
cutting
time.
board.
Yes. So
Maybe we need
an updated one.
an updated, like specifically just titled how to use handwriting in Cricut Design Space.
Yeah, we may try to do that because I mean everyone loves to do that.
Right.
So we'll try to throw that in there somewhere. Now I did space these letters out. Something else that you can do is add an offset and then use the offset instead of the original text. So I'm going to add an offset of like 0.01, which sounds crazy, but it just makes it that much thicker. So when you weed it, it looks better. So I'm going to actually just keep this thicker offset and delete this. Okay, and then we can change that to black so that this and that are all cutting out of the same color. And I'm gonna go back and select everything. We're gonna align it and center horizontally. That's gonna put it right in the middle. Oh shoot, I'm gonna bump this down like a hair. I just feel like it's not in the right spot. Make-a-thon boxes are being shipped.
Yep.
Yes, we are in the process of that. Okay. What do you guys think? That's it. That's all for the design process. Now we're kind of getting to the crafting process. So this is somewhat of a Design Space tutorial. But you can use this in so many different ways. This would make a cool graduation present. I don't know. Lots of cool things.
Lots of instances where you could do this as a gift.
And if you don't have electrofoil, use HTV.
They have some really good like foiled HTV. If you, Amazon has some really good, really pretty colors of HTV. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. So we can delete our square. And I'm going to select this. I'm going to attach it because I want that Love Dad to be right in the middle. So I'm going to attach everything. So that's going to live together. This is going to be a print then cut. I do want to do something before we do print then cut with that, because right now, if I print it and cut it, it's going to cut out all of this, and we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is add a square that is a little bit bigger. So this is 1.78. I think this 2-inch square might actually be perfect. Change it to white, send it to back, select them both, align and center.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. And then you need to select them both and flatten them together. So now it will only cut out the border, okay? So this is just our little sticker. If you're planning on making multiples of these, I would suggest you like make as many of these as you need. So if you need 5, print and cut 5 of them. I actually printed an extra one before, but we're gonna print this one today. So let's go to make it. We're gonna go to on mats, and then we've got our print and cut. Now I didn't put any sticker paper in.
I'll go get it.
Okay, because I was about to say, because I just printed one already. So now we have our little thing, and will you grab a 24-inch mat, Lauren?
Yep.
Okay, so when you're here, now we are cutting on HTV. We need to mirror that image, because we're going to be cutting from the back side, because this is like heat transfer vinyl. It has the carrier sheet already built in. So, and this is a little bit longer, so I am going to need to use a 24-inch mat. But like we said earlier, if you don't have that, just get a frame that's small enough for you to use like under 11.5 inches basically. So I'm going to select continue, and we don't actually cut the electrofoil. Oh, thank you.
I think the first one is sticky enough.
Let's see. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So we don't actually cut the electrofoil. We just cut the adhesive. Isn't that crazy? You guys are gonna be really mind blown whenever we do this. So I need this to go down at least, let's just take it to the 14 mark. And then I'm gonna trim this with a True Control knife. And you want to make sure to put the carrier sheet side down. So right now, uh-oh, I didn't cut that very good. Ooh. Okay, right now, we're going to flip this over. Okie dokie. I don't know what I just did there, but I don't think I need that extra inch anyways. So you can see this carrier sheet's shiny, so I'm going to put that shiny side down. And then we're just going to line that up. I'm not even going to be using this part. Actually, I'm just going to take it off just to prevent any mishaps if the vinyl comes up or something like that. I can't wait to see what you all come up with.
I know.
I think that they're going to be so cute. I am just really excited. I'll just throw that down there. Okay. I'm going to burnish this down really good. Remember, make sure you mirror this in Design Space before you go to cut it. We're almost out of that. I'm gonna have to order some more.
Oh, Lord.
I didn't think I made my volleyball shirts using electrofoil, so maybe that's, which that was forever ago.
I know.
Okay, and then in Design Space, we're just gonna cut this on everyday iron-on, and you use a standard fine point blade, and then it just does the work for you. Easy enough, right? Okay, did this cut? Yes, it did. Okay, so we're just gonna weed out everything around this. I'll say this, the adhesive is very thin here, so watch where you're weeding. If it didn't cut all the way through, it will not weed well. Okay, here we go. I'm just trying to get it started. Oh, beautiful. Nice and crispy. Okay, let me turn it this way. And where it goes up and down, you've really got to just be careful about pulling this off so you're not yanking it. Because you know if you weed too hard, it like will tear your vinyl. And then the words are down here at the bottom. Something that I like to do when I'm weeding is to go back and forth like this. And it kind of like pulls it in different directions. You can also, like this E, it's kind of stuck. I can just lift up with my weeding tool to get that out. Okay. We are almost there. You want to make sure you really weed out anything you don't want because the electrofoil is going to stick to anything on there whenever we apply heat to it. So you want to really make sure it's weeded. Well. Okay, I've got a piece here. And I know I've got to weed out the middles of these letters. This is where a pen tool would come in handy, but here we go. Here we are. I'm just going to use my regular one. Okay, I'm just skimming to make sure. See, I did miss some right here.
I can't remember.
Oh gosh, okay, this is sticky, just letting you know, but it comes off pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna line this up edge to edge as straight as I humanly can. Hold on, there's a piece of vinyl right here that I do not want, because I'm telling you, if you've got any electrofoil on here that's not where it's supposed to be, any adhesive where it's not supposed to be, the electrofoil will stick. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna marry that. I'm gonna measure from the straight line to the edge of the paper. Let's see.
You're getting real precise.
I'm a professional now.
I mean,
I am professional. Listen, I was a woodworker, okay? I can be precise if I want to. I just don't be. I just would rather eyeball it, you know? Naturally, I want to eyeball it. So, okay, let's talk about heat setting. So, when you're working with this adhesive, it's very delicate and it doesn't need a lot of heat like at all. So, I put it on the first heat setting on my mini easy press. I want to say like 285, like live in the 285 region. Whenever we go to apply heat to this, you're going to see what happens. It gets darker and you can tell that it's adhered. So, you do not need a lot. I actually we took it out.
Did you pull it in here? Do you want me to go get it?
No, it's okay. What will happen though is if you put too much heat on this, where it has all these little spiky things, they kind of fuse together. So it just looks like a big mushy blob. So you don't want to apply too much heat. I would recommend you practice on some cardstock first before you do your final project, just to make sure that you get your heat right, because your heat settings are going to be a little bit different from mine and vice versa. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some heat on here. Look, I'm gonna show you guys, look. Like immediately, it goes clear. I said black, but really it's going clear. So I'm just applying medium pressure, light heat.
And it's very, very important to do light heat with this, because if you do lots of heat, what's gonna happen is that adhesive is going to spread and you're not going to get the details that you would have gotten with the voice memo. Like, it's just going to spread together.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like what you want it to look like. So that's pretty good. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a warm peel. Just going to peel this off very slowly. And your paper may bow a little bit, but once you get it in a frame, it'll be fine. Pay attention to your words. If you haven't adhered them down completely, that will show. The only thing about this electrofoil is that it can show imperfections, but most of the time it's pretty good. Just know that I'm going to actually apply a little bit more heat over here. because it was kind of trying to bubble a little bit. Okay, so it's gonna look something like that. And then what you're gonna do is take your electrofoil. We're just gonna take a piece that would cover our section. I'm gonna cut off this extra piece so it makes it, okay. I just need a piece that's gonna cover my entire design. And then I'm gonna lay it right over top of it, and we're gonna apply heat. This does not take a lot of heat either. Remember that adhesive still has the opportunity to melt underneath your press, okay? And if you've never worked with electrofoil, do not be discouraged if you try it and it doesn't give you the exact results the first time. You kind of have to just get used to the heat settings and all that, and then it will work really well for you. And I also kind of like to use this as like an iron, like literally just ironing this out. So I don't know, y'all can't probably see it. Like you can see the Love Dad down here where it's kind of attached. I don't know if you can layer electrofoil, like different layers of other electrofoil.
You can have different colors on the same, like if you wanted the voice memo to be one color and the words to be a different color, you could do that.
Oh yeah.
But you can't like lay gold down and then more adhesive and then a different color.
I would say, yeah, probably not. This is a cold peel, so I'm putting it on our cold counter at completely cold peel, okay?
Yes.
Don't try to take it
that
off with a
is
tour.
the biggest thing with this that we learned the hard way. It is not a
warm.
It has to be cold.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold.
Like walk away from it. If you think it's cooled down, walk away from it for about 10 more minutes.
Yeah, especially with clothing because it holds more heat.
Yes.
The paper cools down pretty quick, so. All right, let's see, you guys. Ooh, are you ready for the big reveal? How cool is that? Ugh, I'm just obsessed with it. Look at that.
Yes,
So
this can also
cute.
be used on clothing.
Oh, yes.
I think it's better if you hold it towards you.
Which way? Okay. Isn't that so pretty? Okay. And now let's go back into Design Space. I'm going to send my little sticker to the printer. Which printer?
I put one in both just in case.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Turn the bleed off. Use the system dialog, print, bring this down. Where is she? Where's my dialog box at? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, are you there? Let's try again. I could probably just print this. I don't need to send it to... I did not select the sure color, first of all. Can I just print it?
I would just do system dialog.
I know, I don't try.
I
never don't use it. Oh, here we go, here we go. Rear tray, best quality, print.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Vinyl Warehouse.
This would be perfect for this. Y'all, this vinyl is good. Like, I don't know why people aren't
Good.
talking. I need to get more of this actual brand of vinyl. Like, not the metallics, because we've only tried the metallics. And it is stretchy. It weeds like butter.
It does weed so good.
Vinyl Warehouse. If you guys want to get some of this, it looks very similar to this. So, very pretty. Good option for y'all to have. Okay.
It just doesn't come in sheets bigger than 8.5 by 11.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem
Yeah.
that I've seen.
I'm cutting this teeny tiny sticker on this 24-inch mat. It's okay. It's fine.
It's all good.
It's all good. So we're going to slide this in here. And then in Design Space, I'm just going to put printable sticker paper white with the green liner. And then it's going to read it. And we'll cut it. And then we'll be good to go. Okay, so it cut. We're just going to remove it. Now this will just go on the back of the frame. I would not put this on the front of the frame. It's going to ruin the vibe, you know. But you want it to be there for what its intended purpose is. So all you do after that, and there's probably fingerprints all over this frame because I've been handling it. Just pop it in. And then You would just lock this in and there, and you would stick this like back here on the back, and there you go.
Beautiful.
That's so cute. I would say we should test the QR code out, but I'm worried we'll cry again. Okay. Here.
I mean, I won't listen to it, but I'll test it.
Lauren's gonna scan it, and then it does it. It's just such a cool, fun gift.
Yep, not gonna listen to it
It
anymore.
works. It works, everybody.
Hey,
it works.
turn it off. Blah, 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 blah.
We don't want to have another cry
I'm
fit.
not gonna cry again.
I'm not gonna cry.
I'm not gonna cry again.
So anyways, I hope you all love this. I think that this is just the sweetest little gift, and honestly would be great for a spouse, for Valentine's Day or something.
Yes.
If my husband would make something like this for me, I would melt.
Melt.
I would simply pass away. So yeah, we're gonna be making I would say this is like a Valentine's focused.
It's a very
Cricut
Valentine's focused print and cut Cricut craft that you all are going to love. It's so easy to recreate.
Yeah.
It's one of those that it's I feel like we've been doing very meaningful gifts
I know,
recently.
what's into us?
It is a very meaningful gift, but would not cost you the cost of a frame.
I mean,
literally, and
or
2
you
pieces
probably
of paper.
already have one. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it. It's very cute, very customizable, very sellable. If you're looking for a good,
Yes.
anything that's sentimental is going to sell really well. You are going to have to like put in the time for it, but like you can see if you saw in the thumbnail, you're going to be able to kind of plug and play. So like the map you're going to have to change, but the other things you're just going to have to like change the wordage.
Yep.
You don't necessarily have to change the format. So it helps you kind of quickly adjust things, and you can send a digital file over, and it's great for Etsy.
I know.
Great for Etsy. So
I know.
Love it.
Super easy to do, and I really think you all are going to thoroughly enjoy this. Now we are going to be using a few MGL fonts and a print and cut file. Today this project is going to be, first of all, I love this project. I just think it is so adorable.
It's
Let's
so
go
cute.
over
Your outfit also is so adorable, and it
heart,
matches
heart,
your
heart, heart,
project.
heart.
Heart
All the
eyes.
hearts. All the hearts.
I love it.
So we'll go overhead so you can see this. This is what we're going to be recreating. Now this map specifically, I took a screenshot from my phone and I sent it. But I'm going to show you how to do it on your
Computer?
On your computer, how you can take a screenshot, a screen grab, the snippet tool, whatever. But where I'm going to show you how to do this, you're going to be so impressed. So with that being said, y'all, look at the supplies.
And a printer.
2 pieces of paper, a printer, a mat, and of course this frame. Like we have this frame, but you can use whatever frame you want. I literally just use this frame because it's what we had in the office.
Right.
I mean,
And it looks good.
it does look good. It looks great.
I love a floating frame.
It looks great. So that's all you're gonna need, 2 pieces of paper. Now I will say this piece of paper specifically is more like a craft paper because it has you can see the fibers in it. I just liked it for this design. But just if you don't have that, you can do a white piece of paper and whatever color you want for your background or like faux matte. And that's it.
Yeah.
And an inkjet printer.
I love it.
With all of that being said, let's go ahead and hop over into Design Space and let's start the process of designing.
Yes.
So now that we are here, this is just kind of like the mock-up or what I have created, but we're gonna do it start to finish. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna want to pull in a shape. Number one thing, you're gonna pull in a shape that is the size of your frame. Okay, so this frame we're gonna unlock. It's an 8 by 10. So I'm just going, not 28. We want 8 by 10. So you're gonna make this basic shape the size of your frame, okay? Now from there, you're gonna pull in another square, and this is what is going to actually be what you're gonna be designing on. So I think I left a 2-inch margin on all sides. So that would be a 6 by 8. Yes. So I did a 6 by 8, leaving a 2-inch margin all the way around. So this is what we're going to be designing on. I just really wanted this piece here as a visual. What you can do if you want to change it to brown, you can, or tan, whatever, so that you really get an idea of what this looks like. But this is going to be our base. This is where you start. Now we're going to start building the pieces around it. So our main piece is going to be our map. So the first thing you're going to want to do, I've gone over here to Google Maps. You are going to search Google Maps, type in the address that you are going to be taking a screen grab of. There is not an address for the area that Alicia got married, but I can tell you exactly where it is.
The true definition
it is
of
right
BFE.
here.
Right there on
It's
the river.
right there on the river.
Out in the middle of nowhere. We didn't have a street name when we bought that property.
Really?
Yeah, and I think now
I thought
might
that
have
was
one.
it, but I don't think that's it. I think it's up here on the river. That's in the.
If
it's
you
right
look-
here, Staten Island or
Staten Island?
Steel Island. It's
I was like-
it's Steel Island right there.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
It's because that little
Right
thing
here?
we float around. We're like right up the way past that, just a little, like right in the middle of the
Right
two
here.
islands. Yeah,
Right here.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're going to find the area.
the general.
The
area.
general area of where you want your thing to be. And I'm actually going to, you can zoom out, you can zoom in, either way. But what we want to do is, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can drop a pin on the area if you want to. If you would like to drop a pin, you can. However, you do not have to. I do want to do this. I don't want your location. How do I?
How do you drop a pin?
No, it's not that. I kind of, do I want like
Oh, you're debating like real photo.
real, see that's the thing is you can do a real photo.
I personally like that one.
I do like this one.
I don't know why. It just gives me like Atlas vibes.
Is it that? I think it's on down.
Oh,
I think I've missed it. I think it's on down this way.
I don't know. We're not that far from Gilbert Farm.
Oh, you're not? Do y'all turn there at the
We're
farm?
like right up the way from Nolichucky Vineyard. You see Nolichucky? They're like down the river, across and down the river from us.
Okay, give me a second.
I
I think
listen,
I'm in the
Linda.
wrong area.
I'm not a good
I
map
was, because
reader,
here's
okay?
Fish Hatchery.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Fish Hatchery.
Okay.
Here it is, right here.
Okay.
Because right there it is. I got it.
There she is.
It's right here.
Okay.
So this is the area that I need. Either way, what
Find
you're
your
going to
area.
do, you're going to find your area. Either way. Now, one thing I do suggest, I suggest zooming out and getting a pretty big screen grab, okay? You don't want to zoom in like this. This is too close. Like I'm not getting anything cool. It doesn't look cool
Like a
right
map,
here.
yeah.
It doesn't look like a map. So you want to zoom out and get like a general area, more or less. Now, one thing that you can do is we're going to drop a pin. Where do I do this on Google Maps? Y'all, I did this on Apple Maps. I have no lies to tell. And
I don't
can
even know
drop
if
a
I know
pin.
how to drop a pin on either kind of map. That's just. Can you right click or control click and see if it'll give you an option?
Oh, you just click.
There
You
go.
literally just
click on it.
Y'all, I'm a little dumb sometimes.
You're not.
So anyway, let's go back. You do have to zoom in and find your exact area, which you all are like this cabin right here, I think. And you're gonna click it, and that's going to give you your coordinates, okay? Yes, Sonnet, yes, I see that. So first thing we need to do is we need to get these coordinates, okay? We're gonna copy, and I'm gonna come back over here to Design Space real quick. I'm gonna pop in a text box, and I'm gonna paste those coordinates in there, right there. And I'm just gonna leave them over here. We'll size them, change the font, but we need those coordinates because the coordinates is part of this, the exact coordinates of, let's say, your first date, where you got married, so many different things, so many different things. So anyway, back over here, we have the coordinates. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna zoom out right there. Oh, it still does that. So we know a general area. And now we are going to, I'll do Command-Shift-4 on a Mac. If you are using and I'll click off this. Ooh, I don't want that. If you are using a Windows computer, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go down to the bottom left-hand corner, and on your menu tab, when it pops up here on your menu tab, there's gonna be a search bar. I want you to search snippet tool. Sadie, if you don't care to drop that in the comments, Windows users search snippet tool, okay? So that's how you're gonna get a screenshot of a specific area if you're on a Windows. For Mac, it's Command-Shift-4. Command-Shift-3 takes a picture of your whole screen, but we want Command-Shift-4 because we want to do this general area. This is the area that we want. And actually, I think I'm gonna do it one more time and do it a little more like over here, like this. This is more what I want right here.
And you gotta think like portions of whatever you screenshot's gonna be cut out. So you wanna make sure you get enough.
If you wanted to do the same thing with satellite view of the houses, if you go over here to layers, there is a satellite view. So you could zoom in and you could do the house area if you wanted to. It's just going to look a lot different. You know what I'm saying? It's just depending on what vibe you want to do. Evan says Windows is Key-Shift-S. Thank you. So either way, you're just going to grab a screenshot of the area that you're working with, and now we're gonna go back to Design Space. What we wanna do is go to Upload, Upload Image. We are going to open up our Finder here. I'm going to grab this screenshot first, and if this screenshot doesn't work, you can always go back and use a different, and like get another one. But we're gonna grab that screenshot, always upload with complex, just because this is a print and cut, we want all of the details we can. Apply and continue. We are doing this as a print and cut image, upload that, and then we are going to add it to our canvas, okay? So, now what you're gonna wanna do is make it pretty large. It's got the little plus sign in the middle of it. Did that have that the last time?
I don't know. Is it on your printed image?
No. Let's try this again. Let's do this one more time. Now it won't have it on there. Beautiful. Now we'll go to upload. Upload image, browse, actually cancel. Back to Finder. We want this one. Complex, continue. Now it doesn't have the plus sign in the middle. That's another thing you have to watch out for because that would throw off a design very quickly, very quickly. So we're gonna apply that to our canvas. Now, what I was doing a while ago, we're gonna make it pretty large. I'm an literal idiot.
Why?
Do you know what that plus sign is? Showing me that it's selected on Cricut Design Space.
Oh. I wouldn't have known that either.
Y'all.
Because when you click off of it, it goes
Just
away.
forgive me. My brain is in a different area right now. My brain is not here. So what we're going to do next, we're going to go to Shapes. We're just going to grab the standard heart. Just a standard heart from Cricut Design Space. I'm going to turn it into a guide. And now I can size this guide as large as I want. But you have to like be careful because obviously you can't go up here, it's gonna cut it off. It has to be within your boundaries here. So we are going to, I'm looking at this image and like right here and make sure it's in there. So right around in here. And once you have your heart, or whatever shape, you don't have to use a heart if you don't want to. We are going to drag and select both our heart guide and our screenshot. And from there, we're gonna go to slice. Okay, now we're just gonna get rid of the excess. And we don't need this slice guide anymore. We're gonna bump this guy down to fit onto here.
Oh yeah, I love the colors of that one.
And then we will size it accordingly, okay? Now, the next thing that we are gonna do is we're gonna hop over to Maker's Gonna Learn, to our website. Now, the fonts that we are using today is, you're gonna have to give me a minute.
Manifest?
Nomad, Manifest, and Estuary.
Oh,
There's 3 fonts we're
threefer.
using. There's 3 fonts that we are using today. So the first one is Manifest. That's what our numbers are in. The second one is Nomad. And all of these should be linked down below for you if you don't care to check that.
Yeah,
they should be down there. The second one is Nomad. This is what we are doing our name in.
Oh yeah, they're down there.
Okay, beautiful. And then the last one is Estuary. And it is what this font is what the song title is.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So for this one, we've actually done I designed this one for Alicia. It has the name, the Griffiths, the date of their wedding, their marriage, and then their wedding song, and then the coordinates. So that's how I have laid this out. You can lay this out however you want. But the other 2 files, other than the 3 fonts that we're gonna be using, we are using a Greenery swag font, or cut file, sorry.
And if y'all are wanting to know how to download the font, download the file, we have in detail in the membership, the 30 Days to Master Your Cricut, which goes through this thoroughly. And whenever you guys sign up for that $1 membership, the $1 trial, within those 7 days, you have access to that.
Yes.
So you can actually get in there and like go through slowly how to download all this stuff.
Yeah. Pretty much to download it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna press this arrow pointing down, and then you're going to open up that download because you have to unzip the file. So now that it is unzipped, we can upload it into Design Space. Now with a font, and let's just go back to fonts and I'll show you real quick how you can do that. And I'll just do one of the new ones because I know that these new ones aren't on this computer. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click that arrow pointing down. Same thing, we're gonna double click this zip file. Now it's gonna come in as an OTF, which is a type font. So you're gonna have to double click that as again. It's going to pop up like this if you are on a Mac. It's gonna look a little different if you're on a PC. It's gonna have the same font, but it's gonna be in like, this line's gonna be really big and then it like gets smaller. Either way, you're going to install this font on your computer, same way for both types of computers. It's just gonna look a little different. And then from there, what you're gonna wanna do is go back to Design Space and then save your project that you're working on. And then you're gonna click View and Reload, and that is going to then, Cricut Design Space will now recognize all of the new fonts that you have on your computer. So that's exactly how you all can download the fonts, files, all of that good stuff on there. But we do have to grab one more file from the Maker's Gonna Learn website, and that is the little tiny heart that I'm gonna be using today. So if you just type in heart, this is the first one that pops up is the one that we are using. Now, if you wanted to use this size or this style heart for your actual heart cutout, you can do that as well. I personally wanted something a little more symmetrical, so that's why I chose the one in Design Space. But in case you all didn't know, we have all of the basic shapes and the shapes that Cricut Access users have access to on our website as well. So just FYI, all of those are there. All of those basic shapes are there. But this is the heart that we're gonna be using for the little tiny red heart on the map. So now that we have downloaded everything that we need, we're gonna go back to Design Space and we're just gonna start uploading that. So what you would do is you would go to upload images. You can browse. My favorite thing to do though, you all know this, is going from the Finder. So the greenery is going to, wow, I don't need all of those. I just need the greenery. There we go, drag and drop and back and not the zip. I want the PNG. My goodness. There we go. Complex, continue, apply and continue. We want this as a print and cut image, upload and add to canvas. So once our greenery comes in, what we're gonna do is we are going to size it down like so.
I love that watercolor greenery.
We're going to twist it a little bit, size it down some more, and this is where you get to play with it. So like, I kind of like it going up the side of the heart like this. So if you wanted to like move it this way and it go up one side. Another cool feature is you could flip this the other way, and let's say your heart is on, like the coordinates is gonna be more on this side of the heart. You could have the greenery swag go up around this way. If you don't like that, you can put it more straight. There's so many different things you can do with this, but you do need to make sure that it does fit on your canvas. So we are just going to size this down. Ooh. Make sure it fits here. Beautiful. For some reason, it's not sitting right with my soul, and I still want it on this side. Like that.
Cute.
And you could even, we'll do this and grab the heart as well, and we're gonna go to grab all three of those. So you can see here, I've got the greenery, the heart map, and the square. And what I want to do is I want to go to a line and I want to center them horizontally. That centered the heart, but this put that off just a little bit. So I'm just going to pop this bad boy over just a smidgen. I don't know, have you all been having issues with Design Space like we have? Because it's about to make me mad.
What's new?
Once you have your greenery placed where you want it, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab a text box. The text that I'm using for the name is going to be the Nomad font here. So I'm just gonna type in the Griffiths, like so, size it down. And I do overlap this just a little bit because y'all, it's a print and cut. We can do that. We're allowed to do that with print and cut. Change it to black. One thing you must do is change it to black because it comes in as a dark gray color and we don't want that. We don't want that. So next thing we're going to do is grab another text box. This time we are going to be using Manifest. And this is going to be our date, 10. I'm gonna do a couple spaces, period, couple spaces, 10, 2 spaces, oh no. 1, 2, period, 1, 2, 20.
Cute. I like the dots.
Except I don't think I need to do that, actually. I'm just gonna do 1 space in between everything. Because I still want my 1 and my 0 to be spaced apart. Okay.
Yeah, that's cute.
So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna size this down, and I'm gonna zoom in. But I personally like numbers spaced out quite a bit. So I'm going to go to letter spacing and bump my letter spacing up so that it's long and skinny. Do y'all see this?
It makes it look more modern to me.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And that way you can even size it down more if you need to. It's still gonna look really good. Change the color to black, don't forget that. I did forget how to do that the last time, just FYI.
It's so easy to, they should just default it to black.
They should just default it to black, but you know what? They don't like to do that. So once you have your date, now I'm going to grab another text box. This one we are using Estuary. Estuary is one of my new favorites, literal favorites. Now, this is where I want you guys to play around with this. So at first I wanted to do one line of the song that like just stuck out to me because the actual name of the song is not Love is the Tuesdays. It's just Tuesdays.
Yeah.
But I liked the Love is the Tuesdays. So this is where you can put whatever you want in here. Wedding song. If they have a special saying that they want to go there that represents them as a couple.
You could do a
literally
QR
anything.
code from last week's live.
Huh?
You could do a QR code on there if you
You
wanted
could
to.
do it. There's so many things you
Yeah.
could do with this, okay? So we're just typing Love is the Tuesdays. That was their wedding song. Once again, changing it to black, trying not to forget that portion, and then sizing it down. Now, because it is, you know, it's a pretty long thing. Another thing I did for this one as well, I went up here, letter spacing. We're not gonna do as much letter spacing as before, but I like to bump up that letter spacing with these things, okay? So that's going to go there. And then finally at the bottom is going to be our coordinates, which we copy and pasted. All we have to do for this is come up here and change our font back to Manifest, because I want, if you choose one font, for example, the font, I chose Manifest for the numbers, you need to keep it the same. In all honesty, 3 fonts, in my opinion, is a lot.
It's risky. If you're not good with font pairing, don't do 3. If
Yes.
you feel comfortable with it, you can try 3, but 2 is like the magic number when you're font pairing. That's why it's pairing. 3 is like hard to do, but this one looks good, I think.
Yeah. And once again, I'm bumping up that letter spacing quite a bit for this one. And then we're gonna size it down a lot, okay? So
Love that.
it's gonna be like this. And then I'm going to also add here, I'm gonna add the N for north.
Uh-oh, it deleted.
I know I deleted it myself.
Oh.
I was looking because I had a degree sign, but I don't know how to,
You might have to go to your font book.
I think I do. Okay, so we're gonna find, what we're doing is we're adding the degree sign, but we're gonna come over here to our font book. It's gonna be a character map if you're on a Mac, or on a PC, sorry. And we're going to grab the Manifest font here, and we are going to scroll down and see if there is a degree symbol. There should be, because I use it. There it is. Is that it?
It looks like
There it is. Here it is.
Okay. It's
So
hard to
what
tell.
we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste this. So this is highlighted. I'm going to right click or Command C, and then back in Design Space, I'm going to Command V. There we go. So that's how you get glyphs, FYI. You go to your font book or your character map, you find what you want. Now, in Design Space, you have to be using the same font, but what you're just gonna do is you're gonna highlight and copy, and then you're gonna go back to Design Space and paste it in where it needs to go. So same thing with this one, I'm going to paste that degree sign at the very end, and then I'm going to add the N for north. And down here, the W for west. And then size it down just a smidgen more.
Cute.
And now we can really separate all of this, make it look good. What you can do is select, and you know what, that one's great, it's not black. Now it's black. Select all of these, and what I would do is go to Align, center them all horizontally. Now they are centered. I would just go ahead and group them together. Oh, that's duplicate, that's not group. Select, select, select. I would group them together. That way, if I do want to move them around to fit where I want them to, you can do that. And the very last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to upload. I'm not gonna download this because I know it's in here somewhere. I'm just going to find the heart, add it to canvas, view, because this is the heart that I want to use. I'm going to go to contour, hide all contours because I just want the outside, size it way down, zoom into your area, find the spot you want your heart to go, zoom in some more. We're gonna place it here on the river. I actually think it's more like here, but you know, you get the gist. I'm gonna change the color of this one to red, okay? We're gonna zoom back out. And the last thing we have to do is I'm going to hide this basic square because I no longer need it. And I'm going to drag and select everything on the page, flatten it together. Beautiful. Now all we have to do is print it and cut it with our Cricut and we will be done.
Yay.
So I'm going to, actually, let's hide this guy, flatten all these back together, and then we're just gonna hide this because I no longer need it. We're gonna do this one, and we're gonna go to make it. From there, we are going to send it to our printer. We're first of all gonna change the size to 8.5 by 11.
Did you put paper in there?
It's the paper that I need is sitting beside the printer.
Okay,
So if you want to put it on there, you can.
You want the 9500?
It doesn't matter. Just tell me which one it is.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna send to printer. You don't necessarily have to select which one you want to use at this point. You can. For this one, we do not need the bleed, but we always want to use system dialog. So we're gonna select print. Did you put it in the 9500?
Yeah.
We're gonna pull our window down here. We're printing from our 9500. I'm feeding it from the rear tray. I personally like to put it on photo. Y'all, this is not shiny paper, but I still get the best results from photo. One thing I need to tell you though is it uses your ink, so just know that I would only do photo if I was doing something like to give to someone because it does give me a better print. And then from there, you're just going to select print. And that's it. One other thing I need, Alicia, if you want to grab like the ATG gun.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's one other thing that I did not tell you guys was the ATG gun or any kind of double-sided adhesive will work. FYI, we have been trying to find a alternative for the ATG gun. I will say that. You know what? I don't want to replace that. I thought I was going to put it back in the frame, but I have this one exactly where I want it, so I'm not going to replace that. We're just going to keep going. So what are you guys doing on this beautiful Valentine's Day today? Anyway, the paper that I'm using when you look at it up close, it kind of looks like a handmade paper because like you can see the fibers in it, which I liked for this particular project. So beautiful.
So cute. I'm gonna make this for a wedding gift in May for a friend. I'm doing her guest book, but I'm gonna make this like as her actual wedding gift.
That'd be so cute.
I know.
So what we're gonna do is we're just placing this down on our mat, making sure it gets stuck really well. Oh no.
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna be going good. You wanna try it?
We're gonna try it. Because I didn't move it. I've already printed. We're gonna try it.
Hypothetically, you could paper trim it.
Hypothetically, we can. We're cutting this on medium cardstock. Feeding it through.
All right.
And once that cuts,
that's it.
Jennifer's going to her daughter's school to help in the classroom. Quiet day here. Had a lot of snow yesterday. Last year y'all did a Palentine's. That's cute.
It's cute. We did Galentine's at my house last Friday.
I saw that. That looked so much fun. Yeah.
Sometimes if you switch your machines, which most people have one machine, and you like change your machine on the canvas and then go to a print and cut for.
Look, it didn't even have to read the registration marks. I just popped the thing in and hit play again.
Oh well, I'll be.
L-I-B.
L-I-B.
Now I will say, on medium cardstock, for some reason it missed like one little thing right there.
Interesting.
Muy-
Sin said she had pink heart-shaped pancakes for dinner.
Oh,
That's so cute.
I have leftovers.
For dinner last night?
Oh, for dinner last night. I thought you meant dinner like lunch.
Oh, me and my mom talk about this all the time. Is dinner lunch or is dinner dinner? Supper is lunch to me, dinner is dinner.
Supper is at the, obviously this is a bigger than 8. It is 8, it's 8.5 by 11. Got to trim this bad boy down.
To fit in the thing. Well, that's okay.
Either way.
Yeah, it's okay. I think it's
Either
fine
way,
how it is.
what you would do, there you go.
You'd attach it.
You're gonna attach it. This we really need to, and actually, you know what? Let's click done. Let's go back here. I hid this, but I kind of need it. So let's go to make. Let's just cut it. It's fine. I have a little bit of time. It's okay.
Okay.
So you do need to cut 8 by 10 on your 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. So we're gonna go down to here, continue, and actually we can do edit, actually cancel. Yes, cancel the cut. You can change your material size to 8.5 by 11. So here you can see exactly where you need to put it. Continue. I'm connected to my Maker 3, medium cardstock. Put it in here. So that's why a lot of times I hide my stuff instead of deleting it. Because there's instances like that where I decide, yes, I need to go back and do that. Mm-hmm. So I just hit it, I unhid it, went back. We're just gonna cut our 8 by 10 out of our 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. After that, all you're gonna do is put it in your frame.
That's cute.
Like that.
That's cute.
I love it.
I love it too. So cute.
I don't know which one. I like the background color of this one the best.
I know. You know I like this better because it's a gray tone beige.
I know. I just grabbed this one.
It's fine. It's cute.
You can put one on each side.
Double-sided.
Double-sided. I'm so excited for you all to be here today because let me tell you, this craft that Alicia is bringing you is chef's kiss.
Yes.
It's such a good craft for if you are making a present for like a baby shower, a newborn, or really if you want it as like a shelf sitter for yourself.
Yeah, it would be really cute as like a birth announcement or anything along those lines, which you know that a lot of the stuff we make is customizable. So like everything on this, you can change like their birthday, the colors you use, all of that. So I really, really love this project. It's one of my favorite ones that I've actually made. So, and it's super easy.
Yeah, it is. It's just, I mean, we are going to be using torch paste. So if you all are not familiar with torch paste, it is a paste that you apply to wood. You use your heat gun to heat it up and it gives you that wood burned look.
Yes.
Very, very professional. We love using torch paste.
Yeah.
And that is something, the link for torch paste should be down below this video. It's something that we get off Etsy.
Yes.
So there's someone that come up with this specific paste and we love it.
And there's also something out there. It's a torch pen. I see it advertised all the time. And I'm like, I haven't bought one, but like low-key want to try to plug it into my Cricut and see if it would write with my Cricut.
Like the quill pen? The torch quill pen? We have one.
Do we?
We do, because I've played around with it. And it's basically the same thing, except you use the small, like a thin, like the basswood or something.
Yeah.
And you write on it. It's the same concept.
Okay, so lots of things on the craft table today. It looks like a lot, but like this project is very, I want to say it's pretty simple. There's no like crazy steps that you're going to have to do. But let me just start by showing you guys everything you're going to need. So let's go overhead and I'll kind of go through the supplies. I will say, so basically this project, we are taking a photo and turning it into an SVG. So this is the whole thing. Like you could do this with, I want to say virtually any photo. I haven't tested it out with wood burning and like an actual picture of like people. But we're going to be doing it with a handprint, which I think is so cute. We're just using a little baby handprint. If you wanted to do this with your own baby, all you would have to do is paint their hand, stamp it, and take a photo of it. And I'll show you guys all those steps afterwards, but that is technically part of the supply list, is to have a picture of a handprint.
Yes.
And it's even better if it's like someone you know, like if it's for the baby that you're doing it for. And then we've obviously got our stuff pre-cut. This is the torch paste. So this is the real deal. This is what you guys are gonna need. Can they see that, Sadie? Am I centered? So this is the torch paste. We have an Etsy supplier that we get this from. It's like it's literally an orange paste. So pretty crazy looking.
It's so fluorescent. Honestly, it's like super pretty. I love it.
I know.
I love that color.
I wonder if they color it orange. No. Or if it's naturally, or because it's torch paste, so I wonder. And it comes with a spatula, but I'm gonna be using a paintbrush today. You're gonna need a weeding tool for cutting your vinyl out. I've got a stain. I'm using just like a natural stain. I would not recommend using a dark stain on this project because the wood burning part is very dark. So like if I went in here with like a Jacobine, or you could probably get away with Early American. I know that's a popular stain. But I would stick to a lighter, like natural. Golden pecan is a good option. Something light, and you need something to stain with. We've just used a cut up t-shirt. You're gonna need some gloves, a measuring tape, something to sand with. I've got more gloves just in case. And then I'm using stencil vinyl. So I use this on a lot of our projects. You could probably get away with permanent vinyl. You just need to make sure you're sanding your blocks like super well, because if you go in with permanent vinyl on wood, it's gonna rip your wood grain up a little bit. And then I've just got like a really well-loved strong grit mat that is actually not super sticky anymore. Honestly, I don't even rate our mats based on what they say they are. I just feel it.
Yeah.
I'm like, standard.
Yeah.
Or like strong grip.
Light grip.
Yeah, so I don't really base it off. And I feel like if you're an avid Cricut user, like y'all know what I mean.
We do have a couple questions. Couldn't read the brand of
torch paste?
Maybe.
This is literally torch paste brand. Like I think if you search this on Etsy, that's what you'll find. Yeah. And then Minwax for our stain brand. The torch paste does not have an odor. The stain does have an odor. Actually, I never smelled this, but like, it smells like nothing. It smells like glue, maybe.
Yeah.
Like if anything, it might smell like glue a little bit.
And the only thing is once you use a torch paste, the heat gun on the torch paste, you're gonna start smelling burned wood.
Yes.
But as far as odor, when you burn it, that's the only odor that I have ever smelled.
Yeah.
It's just that actual wood, like, changing.
Yes. I want to show you how you can do this with your phone directly to your computer. So if you're taking a photo of an image, which is the whole project is turning an image into an SVG, usually your handprints aren't going to be like a picture. It's going to be like a painting of a handprint. So I'm going to take a picture with my phone and I'm going to airdrop it to our computer, and then I'll show you guys how to plug it into Design Space and actually remove the background. We're using Design Space for this entire project. I saw someone was asking what program we use, Design Space, for the entire thing, because you have to have Cricut Access to have the background remover tool.
Yes.
Okay, so if you are a Cricut Access member, you will be able to remove your background. I want to say there are apps on your phone. If you don't have Cricut Access, if you just use the free Cricut Access, you may be able to remove the background on your photo through another app. I wish I would have gotten some apps for you guys, like off the top of my head.
But if you take the picture and it is black and white, like if you take the picture of the hand and it's black and white, there may be a square around it if you can't remove the background, but you could just contour that square out.
Yeah, totally. So there's ways around it. You know, there's ways to get like the image that you want. So what I'm gonna do, I've just got my phone here and I'm just gonna take a picture. I'm gonna fit this perfectly inside of my photo box. And then if we're overhead, this is what my image looks like. Just like that. You guys see that? Okay. And then what I'll do is airdrop this. I'm wondering, is our airdrop on that computer? It would go straight to Tanner, right?
It should pull up.
Tanner Bell?
Does it have an airdrop option? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's try it. There it is. Okay. We're going to go ahead, accept that, and open it in Photos.
So maybe they have changed. Someone said you don't have to have Cricut access to remove the background anymore. That might have been one of the updates that they gave them. But before, I know for a fact that you did have to have Cricut access, because when I did made those stickers,
The
I did
doggy stickers?
The doggy stickers. It was a Cricut access feature at that point. But
Yeah.
Cricut just did a big update. Yeah.
So I'm just going to go upload my image. Let's browse, and let's see if it just went into my recents. Let me see if I can scooch this to the side, and we'll just kind of click and drag our image in. Okay, so I just click and drag my image. It might load. Come on in. Maybe I should save it. I'll save it to the computer. Make it a little bit easier. Let's see, it's saved in my last time. So you can airdrop this to yourself, or you can email it to yourself. Totally whatever works for you. Last time I emailed it to myself and saved it in my downloads. This time I just uploaded it to my Photos. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the image in. Maybe. There we go. Wow, that's a large image. So whenever you're doing the background remover tool, sometimes it takes a minute to load everything. I'm going to select complex because we are going to be getting into like the nitty gritty of this handprint. And then I'll select continue. And you can go ahead and hit remove background. This is going to remove the bulk of the background. And what we'll do after it does that, it will take a second because it is a very detailed image. We're going to zoom in super close. And I am going to just make sure that there are no gray areas here in between the fingerprints. I want it to be as detailed as possible. So this actually did really well when I pulled it in. So we're not going to have to do a whole bunch. But what you can do, this is my favorite tool to use in the background remover, is this select option. What you do is zoom all the way in. I mean, we can get close, you guys. Can you see the gray areas? I'm hoping you guys can see that decently well. What I do is just click on these images. Do you see how that disappears? Magic. It's like it just knows what to do.
I know.
I love that. So what I did was just go in here and click on any gray areas that I didn't want. And I will say that when you guys go to cut this, it's going to be very, I think Lauren actually came in when I was cutting it. She was like, is your machine okay? Because it's like.
I was sitting at my desk and I was doing a bunch of computer work, and I heard this awful sound and I was like, what is that? And so I got up and went in our workspace area and I was like, is there something wrong with a Cricut? Like, what's going on? What is this? And I was just like so confused.
I was like, no, it's just me. I'm just cutting handprints. And it's because you get all these little crevices, and you don't have to go in and get all these teeny weeny ones, but I do like to get as detailed as possible because I mean, this is like an actual handprint of like your baby or your friend's baby or whatever. So I try to get in there, and the TV is like really far away from me, you guys, so I'm trying to see what I can see. But I feel like that's pretty good. And it'll just depend on how you get the print on there and how much detail that shows. You may take like 10 minutes to do that. I think the first time I did it, it took me a lot longer to actually go in and delete out some of that gray area. And another thing you can do, if you want, well, I zoomed in way too close. If you want to take just the erase tool, you can change the eraser size right here, and you can just erase like that. Obviously we don't want to do that, so you can go back. If you like erase too hard, if you want to make this teeny weeny, you can go in just like this and kind of erase that way. I don't want to do that right now, but if you needed to do some like fine detail work, you could do that way. And then that's it. So we are not doing a print and cut image. We're gonna be using the actual just simple cut image. I'm gonna go ahead and upload that. And there's our little handprint. We're gonna add to canvas. Okay, so whenever you pull your image into Design Space, it is literally gigantic. It's 14 by 13 right now. I want to first of all lock it. I wanna make sure this is locked. What I'm gonna do is take a measuring tape, and we can go overhead, and I'm gonna measure, because this image right here is the real image of the handprint. I want this to be like true to size on my block. So also, it's a good thing to recognize if you're doing like a bigger kid's handprint, you don't want to use a block that's like too small. So make sure that you're getting a block that's big enough. This is just a 4x4 cube that I've got here, and I think this is like 3x3. But what I'm going to do is measure from the outermost edges of the handprint. So this handprint is about 3 inches wide. So what I'm going to do back in Design Space is change this 14 to 3. And that's going to give us our true to size. It's also going to fit on our 4x4 cube that we have. And then what we'll do underneath it is add our text, and we're just going to go, we've got 3 sides to this design. If you can go overhead, I'll show you guys. We've got the side with the handprint. I'm just going to put the birthplace, and then we've got the name. That's my baby. And then I just did an initial on top. So now that we've got the handprint side, let's go ahead and we'll just start with this one. I use the High Hopes font for this. We're just going to put Knoxville, Tennessee. Shout out to Knoxville. And then in our fonts, you can go to System Fonts, and that's all of your downloaded fonts. They're just right there for you to use, which I really like. So all your MGL fonts are going to be right here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, girl.
How did I not know this?
Yeah.
I guess you're the font queen and I'm not, but I literally, like, I learned something today. I did not know I could go to System Fonts. I just always type in the fonts.
I know. So I did that forever too, and I was like, listen, Linda, because, you know, you download all the fonts you want to use. I don't want to go through all of this other fonts. I want just the fonts I downloaded, and it won't just be MGL fonts. It'll be like, if you download any fonts.
Right.
It's any ones that you've downloaded onto your computer. Also, sign language fonts, love that. I think we have high hopes, and if not, I can show you guys where to get it from. There she is, Knoxville, Tennessee. And then what I'm gonna do is make a square. I'm gonna make this 4x4, and let me double check my measurements on my cube. This should be, it's like 3 3/4 almost. I'm not good with measurements, you guys. I'm an eyeballer, if you didn't know that already.
I'm an exact measure.
Yeah, Lauren is an exact measure. That's how we're different, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna make this square in Design Space 4x4, and I'm just gonna change it to a tan color. So this is like the base of our of our cube. Sorry, I couldn't spit it out. And I'm gonna bring this to front. I'm gonna bring my handprint to front. So just like that, and then I'm gonna bring this to the front, and I'm just gonna shrink it down until it fits within my square. So just like that, you can highlight it all. I'm gonna align them. I'm gonna center them horizontally, and there's one side. Easy as that. And that's honestly like probably the hardest part, was like cleaning up that handprint and all that.
Yes.
So you can do whatever you want for the other sides. I have seen people do like the weight, the length, like all of the stats, like the birth stats, which I think would be really super cute. But if you just want to like keep it simple, what you'll do is go ahead and plug in 2 more 4x4 squares, and I'm going to do an initial on one. So I'm going to go ahead and make my square brown, and I'm using the same High Hopes font for this one. And all I'm going to do is just make this really big. And you could just do the letter, but I really like doing the dark. If we can go overhead, I like to do this dark so it looks like it's inset. You guys know, like on the classic kids blocks, they look like that.
Yeah, like they have the, like if it was like a blue or a yellow or a green block, it has that around it. And then the letter is colored as well.
Yes, and I love that look. So what I did for that is I go in here, grab a shape. I'm just gonna get a rounded square. And I'm gonna put this right in here. I'm just gonna leave a border. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm just gonna leave a border around it. And then you can go ahead and just center that. And then you can go and pull your R in. Let me bring that to the front so y'all can see it. And I'm gonna also change the color so you can know what's going on. So it would be like that. Easy, right? And then we'll do our third one. This one has the name on it. And we use the Cricut script font for this one. So I'm gonna do a 4x4 square. Let me change the color. And the script font is called Cricut. This is one of my favorite fonts. Also love that name. I don't know why. I don't know where that name came from, but I really like the name of that font. Cricut. It sounds very sassy. Okay, so we don't have that one, which is fine. Let's go into the Maker's Gonna Learn website. So if you're new here and you haven't been on our website, this is the Maker's Gonna Learn font page. So we've got tons of different categories. We have some new fonts, some sketchy new fonts, which is awesome. But I am going to just type in Cricut into the computer. I love that. Okay, here's the Cricut font. It sounds like I'm saying a cuss word, but I'm really not. I'm really not. So this is just another little hacky hack. Just hit save on your document. Let's overwrite the cloud version. I'm gonna save this and then I'm going to view and reload and my font will be in there. So whenever you download a new font onto your computer, you will have to reload Design Space.
And make sure that you save.
Make sure you save, yes.
Yeah, you can lose your work if you do not save.
Yes. There's Cricut. That's our font. And then I'm just gonna duplicate this and do Ruby Claire Griffith. And I want y'all to know, this is just a little design tippy tip from me.
I love how it's a tippy tip and a hacky hack.
I don't mean to call it that, I swear. Okay, so whenever you could just technically hit enter, but I like to have more control than that. And honestly, look at the gap between Ruby and Claire, and then look at the gap between Claire and Griffith. That bothers me.
Okay, but wait, I might be teaching you something here.
Okay.
But were you gonna do them all separate?
Yeah.
Okay, go to the top.
You want me to use line space?
Nope. I want you to go to advanced.
Okay.
Ungroup to lines.
Stop it.
You taught me something and I taught you something.
Dude, that is revolutionary. I didn't know that. Y'all, I've been duplicating my lines. I've been duplicating my lines since I've been working here. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's go back if you guys missed it. So I don't like the space in between these, and Lauren told me go up to advanced, ungroup to lines, and then you can scoot
All
these.
of them are separate.
My mind is blown.
So you can ungroup to letters, and all of your letters are going to be separate, and you can turn your letters that way, or you can ungroup to lines, and all of your lines are going to be separate.
I love that.
Also, I want to address, Jessa asked a question. We don't actually, I don't want to get all super off topic, but I do want to let you know that we see your question. Mm-hmm. When it comes to space on your computer, you can get external hard drives if you need to. Mm-hmm. If you do get a computer that has a smaller hard drive, but I am the type of person, like, the more space I have, I'm like, yes, like, the more space, the better.
Oh,
so that's,
absolutely.
That's our recommendation, but if you don't have the money for a larger space on for a bigger hard drive, you can get external hard drives to keep all of your stuff on, just so you know. And
listen, I will download, if I could just go on to the website and download all the fonts automatically, like, I would do that. I download so many fonts and files and, like, don't really use them, or I do use them and I just keep them. I don't, like, go and delete anything.
Right.
And my computer is fine.
Yeah, I mean, font sizes are very small anyway.
Yeah, and
so
they're not going to mention that.
Yeah, they're not going to take up a lot of room.
Yeah. So. But Webby one day, you can never have too much hard drive space. That's the truth.
Uh-huh.
So once you have designed everything, what you're going to do before you cut it is click and drag. I'm going to attach everything. So it's going to turn it all the same color, which is fine because we're not printing vinyl. We are just printing on stencil vinyl. We are printing on stencil vinyl. And I keep saying printing.
Cutting.
We're cutting stencil vinyl. We are not printing today. We're going to be cutting on stencil vinyl, so it doesn't matter. And then after you do that, you're just going to go to make it. And then there is your stuff. And you will just hit continue, select your Cricut device, and then it's going to pop up and ask you to select the material, and we would click stencil vinyl. That is an option.
See if that will refresh so you have the option up the top.
Oh.
It's not connecting for some reason.
Continue. It gave me the option, and then I selected maker, USB. Here we go. We want this one, right?
Yeah, the one that's connected.
And then it should pull up our base material. There she is. And then you can just browse your materials. What did we do? Stencil, vinyl. Listen, I'm a hardcore stencil vinyl user. If you are painting or wood burning or anything like that, stencil vinyl. And I'll also say this is the 143 vinyls. I don't know. So they have two different paint masks. This is the mint green one from 143 vinyl. Tried and true. This is the best one. And I've used the Oracal blue for years. I think it's 851. If you're a sign maker, you'll know. But
yes.
This is like the best. And there's a yellow on there that works really good as well, but not for wood. I'll get on a wood tangent. I'm not even going to do that, but I won't do that to y'all today. Before we get started, what you're going to do, so I've got my wood block. This thing is heavy. My first one was not this heavy. So what I'm going to do, this is relatively smooth, so I'm not super worried. Now, like where it was actually cut is a little bit rougher, but I'm going to try to do my prints on these smoother edges. What you can do, and what I recommend, is starting with a lower grit and then working your way up to a higher grit. So actually, this is my lower grit, this is my higher grit. And so I'm gonna sand 3 different sides. You could sand the whole thing if you wanted to, but you just wanna make sure that you sand it until it is completely smooth.
Why don't you explain to them the different grits of sandpaper, because I really think this is truly important if you're working with wood.
Oh yeah, okay, so I like to think about it like this. So the higher the number, the more little grits there are, and the more grits there are, the smoother it will be, if that makes sense.
So
if there's
the higher the number, the smaller the particles.
Yes. So if there's 80 grits, it's going to like rough up your surface more than 100 grit would. So in my brain, it was always backwards, and I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. But so like a 400 grit, you're going to be like smooth. You're going to be smooth. An 80 grit, you're going to be like roughing it up. Like if you need to glue something together, you're going to sand both things with 80 grit, smash them together, because it's going to have crevices from where you sanded, if that makes sense. So I've got 100, and I want to say this is probably like a 160, 140, something like that.
Yeah.
But you can feel, like I can feel and know that this is smoother than this one.
So the lower the number, the grit on your sandpaper, just to reiterate, the lower the number, the rougher that it's going to make your wood.
Yes.
The higher the number, the smoother, better finish you're going to have.
Yep. And Carol, listen, I feel you. I was right there too. I had to, like my husband probably explained that to me like 15 times, and I was like, I'll get it. Just sand it really well until it's smooth all over. This side is pretty smooth. So and you don't want it, if you go to a really low grit, it's gonna make streaks on your wood and like not cute. We don't want that. So make sure you're using the right grit. And those are pretty smooth already. And then just make sure that they are wiped off really well. And what we'll do after that is go ahead and apply our stencils. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just line up our little square on here. Can you guys see? Can y'all see that? Okay, and then you're just gonna kind of squeegee it on there. And then what we're gonna do is peel off our masking. Maybe, we might get it. And you wanna use like, I don't use a strong grip transfer, but for some reason this is super sticky. Just use like a standard grip transfer tape for this. These letters, like this particular font, is very delicate whenever you mask it. So just be super careful when you're pulling off your masking tape, not to pull up the middles of your letters or anything like that.
Can I just say, like, Trisha is coming in clutch with all of these great hacks today, too.
Okay, let's hear it.
She said, I do a lot of sanding in my shop and I hate the dust everywhere. I lay extremely used transfer tape under my project and helps reduce the dust in the area.
That's genius.
I mean,
dang.
You are like blowing my mind today.
Listen, I love a problem solver.
Yes.
I love that.
We're all about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so there's our first side. So cute. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and apply our burn paste to this. And I've actually worked with this wood burning stuff before, the torch paste, and I stained first, and it just doesn't look as good. So I'm going to wood burn first and then stain. So what I'm gonna do is apply my torch paste. So I've got gloves, and they have a spatula, which you can actually like apply this on here with, just like this. You do not want it thicker in other areas, so you kind of want to spread it out so that it is very even and spread all the way over every single detail. So just spread it out like this. A good even coat. You do not want it to be super thick. If it's too thick, it'll bubble up whenever you apply the heat. It's gonna bubble up, and then it doesn't look as good, I think. So make it really smooth. If you get too much, take your squeegee and just kind of like, you can like scrape if you get too much, and you can scoop it back into your jar. And I'm gonna go over the letters as well. I'm going all different directions also because I want to make sure I'm really getting in there with the wood paste.
So you, correct me if I'm wrong, Alicia.
Okay.
You can use removable vinyl. However, we like the stencil vinyl because it doesn't bring up the wood grains as much as the removable vinyl. But if all you have is removable vinyl and you don't want to go buy the stencil vinyl, it can be done. Just know that it may bring up small portions of like the wood.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, the permanent and removable vinyl, they just stick really well. So it sticks to the wood grain. The stencil vinyl, it doesn't have as high of a tack, but it still gets the job done. So what you'll do is put that all on, and then we're just gonna take this off very delicately. And voila. Oops, that stencil's sticking to my gloves. Okay, and then I'm gonna let it dry for a minute, and then I will weed out all those little parts. But while it's doing that, while it's drying, you wanna wait about like 2 minutes in between before you start actually applying heat to it. And I think it actually says specifically on here, apply a thin layer, and then let the paste absorb or dry for 2 minutes. Then you take the stencil off. We only took the stencil off already, which is fine, because that's how I've done it in the past. But you definitely do want to let it sit, because it doesn't burn as well if it's not absorbed into the wood a little bit.
Right. Francis says, what about the Cricut brand that came in my bundle? If you're talking about the transfer or the stencil vinyl, then yes, the Cricut brand should work. But Ty also brought up a good point. He said maybe this would be a good use for Dollar Tree vinyl, because it's not as sticky.
Yeah, definitely. And Lord knows I bought a bunch of that. When I saw that at the Dollar Tree, I was like, give me a buggy.
Yep.
I was like,
give me a buggy.
I'm trying it. Oh, I saw a thing on Facebook the other day, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna dip my brush into the gel for this part. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and peel this off. I do not hesitate to peel my stuff off. I am gonna let it dry a little bit before I peel off the middles, but be very careful when you are taking the transfer tape off of this particular font because it's very dainty and elegant and skinny. So just gotta be super careful. Dainty. So we've got both sides. Can you guys see what's going on here? And then I'm gonna just be super careful and I'm gonna go ahead and put my R on. I'm gonna take these gloves off. It's hard to play with that sticky transfer with these gloves on. But we're like, we're getting there. We're almost done.
Sam, the name of this paste is called Torch Paste, and we did have someone tell us that it was sold out, but there was a comment where she gave us the, and Sadie, if you don't care to go back and find that, and we'll repost that, she found a recipe that you could make your own torch paste.
Okay.
Do you push buttons for elevators or do you mash them? You mash them. You mash buttons. You don't push them.
Oh, I think I say push. Okay, listen, I want to show you guys something that I did.
Actually, I think I go in between both now that I think
maybe
about
I
it.
do too. I can't, I don't know. So I accidentally weeded out the wrong part of the R, so you guys can see right here. So I weeded out the R. If that's the case, my R is going to be wood burned, which I wanted to do the opposite. But we'll just show you guys both ways. Since we already did this one, you guys can see what it's going to look like if you chose to do the other way. So this R will actually be dark, and then we'll do a dark border too. I'll add a dark border, and so then we'll have it both ways. But I didn't want you guys to be like, hey, that's not what she thought she was doing. So make sure if you do want it this way, you need to weed out that inner square. So if you want this look, weed out the inner square. If you want this look, you need to weed out your R and then the outer border. And I'm just gonna pull this off. This one will be easier to actually pull off the transfer tape because it's not so detailed. We will get there eventually. And this side was not sanded nearly as smooth as, this is like the cut edge. This is like the rough edge of the wood. So I'm curious if you guys will be able to tell the difference between like the smooth edge and the rough edge.
I guess we'll find out.
We are fitting. If it would ever come off, it keeps re-sticking. Okay. We're getting places, people. Here we go. Here we go.
Or maybe it's called scorch pen. Maybe
scorch pen. That's it, Lauren. That's it.
There is a quill pen. There is. That's for the full. Is the quill pen for the foiling? I don't remember. There's a couple different ones.
Well, I was thinking the quill pen was for paper quilling, but it's not. Okay. Well, I just don't know, and I'm ready to use that scorch pen. I'm really excited.
No, you know what? We'll go back there and look at it.
Yeah, we'll look at it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to do the outer edge. I'm just going to do the R, and I'm just going to take my paintbrush. You could put a little dollop on there with your spatula if you wanted to. And after you do this so many times, you'll kind of get your own little groove going. But again, we just want to make sure this is a super even, not super thin, but even. And you don't want it to be super thick either. So just make sure you cover all the corners and don't go outside your stencil. Oh yeah. Can you guys see better there? Okay. And we are just going to fill this all the way in. Make sure your stencil's stuck down if it bubbles up. So I'm just weeding out all the middles of these letters. Just want to make sure to get it all out before we hit this with the heat gun, because it gets a little aggressive. And sometimes whenever we start burning this, it takes a little bit longer to like see the burn start. With wood and the heat gun, you have to be very careful, otherwise you will burn the edges. And I did a little bit in the sample, and we actually may a little bit today too, and that's just the nature of heat and wood. I mean, it's just naturally gonna be happening. But if you let it heat up for a longer amount of time, you don't get so burnt around your edges, if that makes sense.
So the lower the heat, but the longer the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't
yeah.
get those burnt edges.
And even like further away, if you want to do like the highest heat setting, just keep it further away, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and move everything out of the way before I start with this heat gun. And that way I don't want to like, you know, it'll burn it up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start applying the heat. Can you guys see this? Is that good? Okay, because I want you guys to see the magic. I want you to see this happen. And this is a very durable tape like surface. Make sure whatever surface you're using is either like flame retardant or, you know, like have something that is not going to be flammable. Make sure everything that would catch fire is not close by. This is not a flamethrower, it's just a heat gun. I'm just I'm just being precautionary for you guys. Carol says move everything that is flammable. Been there, done that.
Yeah, okay, you're good with the closed captioning now.
Okay, I've got this on the highest setting, and I'm like 6 to 8 inches away. It's gonna take a while, and you're gonna be like, what the heck, it's not working, but it will. You just gotta give it some time, and it'll start turning that brownish black color. I'm hovering over the Tennessee just so you guys can start to see it change. So you guys can see that it's starting to burn, and you can see the orange is slowly starting to disappear. Is this not so cool? Okay, listen, my vinyl did not come out dot on my eye, and I checked it and it was not there. It wasn't even cut out. But just imagine there's a dot over the eye, but like, cute. That's cute, right?
I know, I love it.
I love it. So this is like a little toasty toast. Yeah, it's a little, it's not bad. I can touch it. I'm gonna go ahead and just rotate this over. We're just gonna keep going. We'll keep chit-chatting, and just make sure you've still got your area cleared. Make sure your heat gun is not like overheating. You know, just be careful and be aware when you're using tools like this. Listen, I don't know what happens, but like after a minute, this stuff is like, oh yeah, okay, let me kick it into gear. And then it like all turns black really quickly.
Yeah.
It's like it reaches a certain temperature and then
it's
it
like, boom.
changes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And watch it. Ooh.
Sorry. That was aggressive. I'm so sorry.
Push it on up a little bit. There we go.
Good.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I don't remember it taking so long, so sorry if you guys it's like watching paint dry. Just watching me burn the wood. I'm sorry. So this one's burning pretty quick, which I'm really close. Listen, like I told you guys not to get close, and I still stand by that. But if you want to go fast, if you want to do it faster, but whenever you get close like this, you run the risk of burning up your edges on your block. So it definitely gives it more of a rustic look.
Okay, yes, so.
Okay, so after you guys get everything burned, you're gonna have soot. So what I like to do is take my piece, and I will take just a piece of used transfer tape and literally lay this on top of here and just kind of make sure it's cooled down before you go to do this, which this side is cooler than the top. I'm just gonna kind of press, and then pull it up, and you can see it grabs a ton of that soot. So when we go to stain, it's not like smudging around, and you can even like just push on it to make sure you're getting, if there's any areas that you see like have more, you can kind of go back over them. So that's pretty cool. Little hacky hack.
Hubby says you are killing it.
Okay, and then what we're gonna do next is just stain it, And I never found my screwdriver, so I'm hoping that this just pops open for me. Actually, I can use this I used this guy last time.
Yeah, I've used that. You can use weeding tools. There's a lot of things I use to open paint.
We get creative around here with our paint opening mechanisms, our stain opening mechanisms. So this is just a natural wood stain. You don't want to use anything super dark because it's not going to let your letters shine, like they're not going to pop.
Right.
So I'm using a natural stain. And we will start where we started. We'll start staining where we started burning. I'm just taking my t-shirt, and you are literally just gonna go on here. Just be very careful, like around over top of it. I try not to like wipe. I want to kind of dab. Just, if this were just like a wooden block, I would probably just wipe it on there. But for the purposes of not smearing our burning, I want to just kind of dab. I mean, how cute, you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna stain this back square so the whole thing is stained. But y'all, honestly, this one turned out like better than my sample project. Okay, let's go overhead.
Oh,
So
wow, that is so good.
Isn't it cute? You guys, I love it. Here's the sample one, so it's a little bit smaller. But like, I love these. You can go ahead in front so you guys can see it from far away. Ty says we need to mic Sadie. Honestly,
Hey, we do
should.
have, there is a mic back there. She needs to start picking it up.
Is it on? It's on. I hear
Sadie
myself.
sounds like a Disney princess. Sadie sounds and looks like a Disney princess. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if they know what you look like, but she's always behind the scenes. So anyways, it's like way past time. Well, it's 2:40. It's not terrible.
It's not that
I'm gonna
bad.
come over and sit with Lauren.
Okay.
Let me put the cap on this stain so it don't keep stinking it.
Hello, everyone. This project is hot off the press.
We were gonna do something different
Ooh.
today, and then I don't know how many of you guys are on TikTok, but there is like
call it
and it's
Tic-Tac.
TikTok. There's been it's been a trend for about a month, and a half.
Yeah.
But I decided to make one myself for myself one night, and then I wore it the next day. And Alicia and Courtney were like, "Ah, that is so cute. We think that our ladies would love
Yes.
this. We're gonna incorporate a print and cut to show you guys
Ooh.
how you can display them if you want
So
to like
good.
make them custom for other people." But
Yeah.
this is a viral. It did go a little viral on TikTok. Charm necklaces, y'all. I was like growing up, charm bracelets were
Oh.
like my thing. Like I
That's
love
what my
them.
mom had a charm bracelet, and like it was so nice because I just would get her a charm for her birthday, a charm
Right.
for Christmas. Like
I
it was
know,
awesome.
but like we're doing this. It's just, you know,
Yeah.
little charms that you can get from Hobby Lobby, not super expensive,
Ooh.
very cute, very colorful.
So
we
good.
love colorful.
So good. So
Okay, guys.
So good.
This is what we're gonna be making today. Let's go ahead and go overhead so they can see it. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, I've not taped this, or I didn't like, if I were giving this to somebody, I probably would have taped this to the back. But look how cute.
yes.
Now this one is my charm necklace. This is the one I made, and I'll go ahead and take it off since you all. But this is this is what we're gonna be making to put it on. Number one, and this is the charm bracelet. Shoot, charm necklace that I made for myself. And y'all, I just love this so much because you really get to pick and choose what you want your charms to be. Like mine kind of I wouldn't say tells a little story, but like kind of tells a little story.
Tell
Like,
us the story.
well, I'll tell you part of the story. Like I'm not gonna tell you guys
Okay.
all of this story, but whatever. I digress. So, for example, on this side, you know, it's got the little A for Asher, and then I have the heart because, of course, my child is my heart. And then I have a little playing card because he is a card shark and we play poker all the time. And then this little green represents his birthstone because he was born in August. And then, honestly, those are just because his favorite color is purple. So I put the purple smiley on this side, and I just wanted to end it out with that cute little flower. And then on the other side, it's, you know, just little things that represent my life.
Love
and
it.
you can have it to represent people in your life, things in your life, whatever. But this is such a fun project to make. And then, like we said earlier, making this print and cut with your Cricut truly just takes it over the top, because once you put it on there.
Talk about like wrapping this up in a little tissue paper,
Oh my
giving it as
gosh.
that gift. Like Valentine's Day, guys, is a
look
week
how
away.
cute.
Like imagine giving this as a gift this Valentine's Day.
I love it. So what you're going to need for this is, of course, your base necklace. Now, Hobby Lobby has lots of different chains that you can choose from. This one is just the metal gallery chain. This was $4, not on sale.
way.
I mean, you know.
So good.
And what's really cool is if you got a group of people together to do this together, like I had to buy all of these charms. Like these charms I bought for Alicia because I thought a lot of this stuff represented her and her family, and I'll explain everything later. But like these little butterflies, really and truly, I only needed one of them, but you had to buy the whole pack. So that's why I think this is a great project to do if you wanted to do like a Galentine's party. Ooh. You all could just make charm necklaces together.
That's so fun.
How cute would that be? So you're gonna need your necklace. I've linked one
These charms are so affordable.
Yeah,
Look at
like
that.
even not on sale.
Yeah.
The little letters are $2.50, but the letters were on sale. This one's 99 cents. This pack was like $3.29. The most expensive pack that I got was this pack, and it was $8.99, but I'm pretty sure it was 40% off.
That's awesome.
So it's very, very affordable. But what you're gonna do, or the way that I did this, because what do we want to just go ahead and put the charm necklace together before we do the
Let's do
Cricut
it.
part? Okay, so how I did this is I like to lay my necklace out, and then what I think is best is kind of start laying out where you want your charms. So I have, and I should have taken all of these off beforehand because this might take me a minute. I have a charm for Trey, for Alicia, a T for Trey. And then, so that'll go somewhere in here. And while I'm doing that, Trey is such a handyman. I thought these were just like the cutest stinking little things. It's like a little hammer, a little saw, a little wrench.
we will have the hardest working day here at Maker's Gonna Learn, and I will go home, put my babies to bed, and I will get in bed myself, and I'll look on Instagram, and Alicia, Trey are at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Like once a week. I'm like, how are you guys doing that? She's like, we got projects.
We got projects
always got
to
a
do.
project. It's so fun. They're such a handy couple.
Really and truly. So I saw these and I was like, this is Trey through and through. And they do a lot of woodworking.
Yes.
I didn't see a gold. They didn't have a golden saw. So we're doing a silver saw because I like mixed metals.
Yeah.
So that's going to be Trey's little charm beside his name. And there's a supply list. If you'll let them know, there's a
Yes.
supply list in Asana. It should be there.
Perfect. I'll let the team know that we can add it.
What I have done with the supply list, I linked the necklace on Amazon. You can, like I said, get the necklace from Hobby Lobby. That's fine too. I also, I'm trying to think. I just literally linked like the charm page. I just searched charm on Hobby Lobby and I just linked the page. I did not link every single one of these charms because honestly, y'all, I didn't know what charms I was going to use today and what charms I'm not. So we're just going with it. So that one's going to be for Trey. Now let's get Ruby Doo's out. Let's get her little R.
Love it. Sin says it's been added to the description. So my friends, if you do not see our supply list, all you need to do is refresh your page. And if you're watching the replay, it's down below for you in the description to links to everything you see around here.
And then I also got a little G for Georgia because, and I looked so hard for a peach.
Oh, that
Georgia
would be perfect
peach.
for Georgia.
But they didn't have one. They had every other fruit imaginable but a peach. Tell me how, tell me why that didn't. But anyway, So we're gonna add Georgia over here. I think what I wanna do, I wanna put Trey's kind of in the middle and then Ruby's and Georgia's on the side.
I love it.
Okay, so now I thought that the reason I got these butterflies is because I thought this one little butterfly was the cutest peach color. So that's what I got for Georgia. And I don't know, it just was screaming Alicia to me. Like hardcore screaming Alicia. So that is, I got this one to go on Georgia's side. So this pack I got because I just felt like this right here screamed Alicia to me, like the peace sign,
Yes.
like all of that. But I want to lay it out and make sure that I have enough color and that they coordinate really well. So I definitely want to use this peace sign somewhere, but we're lacking color. So I'm gonna add in some flowers.
Love it.
I think I want to do this blue one for sure. And the cool thing about this is it's not permanent, y'all. You can go back and change it. If you don't like something or if you want to add something, you can go back and change it.
Yep.
This is what I love about this is I can like, before you start attaching, this is why this step right here is so important. Getting all of this around, like moving it around, deciding what you want. I don't know, part of me maybe wants to put, I'm just gonna humor myself and pull this rainbow in. It's kind of big. That's the only reason that I'm like, I don't know. Do I like it? Do I not? I just kind of want to see. And then we can like move things around. It's like not a big deal.
Not at all. That's the best part.
Anyway, so we start in the middle. I have 11 charms and I want this to be my center point. So that link right there is my center charm. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just going to take this jump ring. Now, I did find that using 2 sets of needle nose pliers for this worked a lot better. That way you can hold with one and really pick up, place that in. And I have jewelry pliers. These in my right hand are jewelry pliers. These are actual just like needle nose pliers from our, oh no, see this is the problem. Let's figure it back out. Okay, I'm just gonna hold this up. Okay, so now we're just gonna start adding our charms. Now, actually, I got that one too close. I suggest doing like, you can do as close together as you want. I like being able to see all of the charms personally. So I suggest doing about 2 to 3 links in between each charm. And that's one of the reasons why I love the paper clip style necklace. That way I can count how many links I've got in between each one. And have them all equally spaced.
Yes.
Because I'm not normally like has to be equal all the time, but for this one for some reason it did in my brain. Now obviously, this is going to be the most time consuming part, guys.
Yep.
Is just putting all your charms on your necklace. But this is one of those things. Get you an audiobook, if you don't listen to audiobooks, turn on some music. This is a mindless task. That is such a good thing to do of the evening. This is actually what I did one evening. Sorry, I'm having to count, make sure I'm even. This is what I did one evening. I didn't have any plans. I knew that Asher was with his dad, and my mom was going to be working late. I was going to be at the house by myself. So, like, I just went to Hobby Lobby and had a me night and made my charm necklace.
That's so fun. Also, and yeah, you can get these supplies from Amazon. You can get the supplies from Hobby Lobby, where we got ours, or Michael's, or wherever you want. You'll notice here at Makers, we do a lot of Hobby Lobby. We pay for it all. We're not sponsored. They're literally just 5 minutes from our office. So
Not even 5.
not even 5. Like,
Really and truly.
Yeah, it's very close.
Here's another little tidbit that I highly suggest you guys do.
Tell us.
I suggest that you lay your necklace down each time, because if you put your charms on backwards, I mean, it would irritate me if I realized that these charms were on backwards. But especially like these letters and the ones that have enamel on the front, you don't want this rainbow backwards and the letter with the diamonds like facing forward. So you just have to kind of be aware of that, how you put it on, like which way it faces. So just so you know.
I love that.
Because the more you know, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what did everybody say they were doing? Or what did anybody say what kind of jewelry they have made before?
Oh, a lot of leather.
A lot of leather.
Yeah, a lot of Maker U projects. You know, just talking about making jewelry a lot, aroma beads, things like that. So this group seems to have done a little jewelry, you know, a time
Done
or
some
two.
jewelry making before.
Yeah, totally.
Comments,
That's
because
okay,
I
you're
am like
very
head
focused.
down focused.
Yeah.
Completing this. And you know what? We may just put the other few, I may finish this charm and put the other ones on here in a minute, because I think you all get the gist of how we're doing this. Holding with one set of pliers, opening with the other. I like to get my smaller ones, count my little things. This one goes on that one. And then kind of hold at the bottom with my small ones and come back. And this is why I like these. Is because it has those ridges. These needle nose pliers specifically has the ridges on it, and it has a wider area. So when I come in to pinch these, it's like it pinches it exactly where I need it to go, and like I have more control. Like for example, this jump ring is higher than it should be, so I just need to close it down like that. I just feel like I have more control with the bigger ones. I did not just do that. Okay, here's a really good example, and I'll have to go back and fix this one later. I want to lay this down so you guys can see. You see how everything here is facing forward, except for my flower? Except for my flower.
Ooh.
So that one's going to have to be taken back off and put back on the correct way. So anyway, we'll do that one here in a little bit.
Love it.
We'll come back
Love
to
it, love
this.
it, love it.
I think you all get the gist of how to put the charms on the necklace.
Yes.
One thing that is not linked down below are the fonts that we did use. I did forget to link those, but we will get those added. So let's go back to design. Let's go to Design Space. Oh, there it is. There it is. I zoomed out too far. Let's go back. Oh, okay. So where's that one? The fonts that we are going to be using today, let me go ahead and unflatten this. Clearly, I've got to get this, download this font. But the fonts that we are going to be using today, Violetta. Oh, is it all Violetta? No.
No.
What fonts are they?
I bet the fonts aren't there, so you might have to download them.
Arial. Okay, let's go back here and then here, and it'll tell me what fonts we're going to replace. It just says Violetta, but there's 2 different fonts on this. You know what? We'll go with it. So let's go over to our website. So Violetta, that is the font, the serif font that we're using. To download a font from our website, what you're going to do is click the arrow pointing down. You're going to then come up here to your downloads, open this up. You are going to double click it. And then you are going to, once you double click it, it will open up here. Now we are on a Mac. If you are on a PC, it's gonna open up, it's gonna look different, but it's gonna be the same thing. You're going to install this font onto either your character map, which is for PC, or your font book, which is Mac.
Yeah.
From there, you're gonna go back to Design Space. Make sure if you are working on something to save it, but once you have saved it, if you go to View and Reload, you have to reload Design Space for it to recognize the new fonts that you downloaded onto your computer.
Yes.
So now that I have downloaded Violetta, you see this red line went away, it's not there. So now, it still did it. Let's go
You might
back.
have to design a new one with like new
You know what? We'll do
fonts.
it. We'll do a
Heck
new one.
yeah.
It's not a big deal. I'll just be real honest. Alicia designed this, so I'm not really sure what. I bet it's Celine.
Ooh, I love that font.
It looks like Celine. You know what? We're going with Celine.
So good.
Violetta and Celine it is. So we're going to download Celine. This is also a new font. And what you can do, if we have anybody here that isn't really sure or doesn't know about our website, what you can do is you can preview your text. So if you wanted to see what the word charm looked like, you can preview that word in all of these different fonts, and you can decide which one you like the best.
Love it.
So once it is down, once you have chosen your fonts that you want to do, we do have to download Celine. So once again, we're opening up that OTF, double clicking, installing it onto our computer, going back to Design Space, going to View and Reloading. We're gonna start from fresh anyway, it doesn't matter. So what you're gonna do first is you are going to grab a basic shape. Now for this one, we used this oval. You could do this one. You could even, I was looking, I feel like this shape would be super cute too. Either one of those would be really pretty. Actually, you know what? I think I want to go with this one. I don't think I want to do this one. I think I want to do this one. And I think we're going to do it about 7.5 inches. You can do it, for the necklaces, you do need to do it pretty large. They need to be pretty big, especially for the charms, and we'll go overhead. And even with this one, like I said, it's large, but like some of these charms are on the back, which is not that big of a deal. It still looks beautiful here. But if you want all of the charms showing, just know that your oval needs to be pretty large. So we'll go 8.5 in length. And that makes it 8.5 in length and about 6 inches in height. I think will be a nice size. And I'm gonna change this to white because I do want this just to be on white paper. Now, you can print it whatever color you want. If you wanted it to be a pretty color, my suggestion is going down here to advanced and like playing around with like a super light pink would be cute. You can never go wrong with a good tan. Let me show you guys my favorite way of getting a tan. I love coming down to the brown and then just like up here in the corner, like getting a really pretty tan. Sometimes even the orange will give you a nice tan right here. Like add some gray to it.
Love it.
Can't beat it.
So fun.
Can't beat it. But anyway, that's how, if you wanted to get a nice color that way, you can. Like I said, we're just gonna go with white. Now we're going to add our text onto our design. So the first thing we want to do, we want it to say "You're so charming" up here. So I'm gonna grab a text box. We are using the font Violetta. So I'm gonna go over here to my system fonts and type in Violetta. I'm just gonna type in Violet. And now we're just going to type in "You're so
I love this font. It's like so
charming,
elegant and
Yes.
mature.
I know, I love it. So I am going to curve this. So the first thing, I think I'm going to size it down just a little bit, bring it here, and then I'm gonna go to my curve and I'm gonna curve this down. It's gonna need to be curved some more. But about like that. And I do think the size needs to come down just a little bit. And just so you know, if you have curved it and you size it down, that curve is still gonna be pretty severe. So you may have to come back up here and uncurve it a little bit.
Right.
And let's just select both of them, and I'm going to go to align, and I want to center it horizontally. Beautiful. Now, and I'll change all of the colors here in just a minute. So, yes, Kathy, we did make the charm necklace. We started the process. We did that the very first thing. And now we're doing the card that the charm necklace is going to go on. So what is down here at the bottom is just a really cute little sentiment. Our vision for this was sometimes you see those necklaces in like little boutiques, a lot of different places that will have like a definition. So it may be a necklace for a best friend or a necklace for whatever. So that's what we were going for. So the word is a French word from my understanding. Quantrell, I can't say it. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to, what was the other font that we downloaded? Let me go back here and look. Celine.
Yes.
That's it. I knew it was something with a C. So we're going to grab Celine. And the word that we're using is Quintrelle.
Beautiful.
Pronounce that.
Oh, I have no idea. What does it mean?
Okay, so the definition, or the definition that Alicia put is a woman who emphasizes a life of passion expressed through personal style, leisurely pastimes, cultivation of life's pleasures, and charm.
Period.
Super cute. Let me, you know what? I just want to, I'm just going to Google it at this point.
You just want to be able to copy and paste it.
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh, Jan, you're going to love that new Joy Extra. I love looking at mine.
A woman who is focused on style and leisurely pastimes.
This sounds like you.
I know. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to go back to Design Space. I'm just going to leave this here for right now. We will go back and really hone in our how we're going to put all this together. So this will go here. I'm going to grab another text box. We're going to go, this one is going to say charm on it. Now, this is very important. We are mixing fonts. We want the words that we want to stand out to be in a different font. So the definition, the word Quintrelle, that is, we want this word to stand out, and we also want charm to stand out. So that's why these two words are going to be in a script font, and then the definition is going to be in a serif font. So we're going to grab another text box, and we're going to go back to Violetta, and now we're going to type in our definition. A woman who emphasizes.
I love this font. Like just seeing it, I'm like, this font is like, I want to get behind it.
I know.
I love it.
Personal style, leisurely pastimes, pleasures, and, okay, hear me out. This is going to have to be pretty small. Not too small, though. It doesn't have to be too small. And charm. This is why we wanted charm in a different font. So now what I'm going to do is I'm changing the colors of all of these text boxes to match. So they are gray. This is just standard. I do really like the tan on it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, like a good rosy color would be pretty. Let's try like a mauve. So once you have everything placed where you want it, this is going to be a print and cut, okay? So once you have everything placed where you want it, the next step, and you could even, if you wanted to put like little pictures here, you can. It would be beautiful if you wanted to. Once you are done designing, what you're gonna do is you're going to drag, and you are going to click and drag and cover everything here, okay? And we're going to hit flatten. I mean, look how cute. And let's change our canvas color so you all can see better. Look how stinking adorable. But we're not done yet. We are not done yet. Because currently we are just cutting out this oval. But we want to have slits here so we can put our necklace in there, okay? I did 2 semicolons just because I like the looks of a semicolon.
Okay. Love it. It's your design.
You can do whatever.
Isn't that fun?
You really can do whatever.
So good.
But what you need to do now is we're going to add in the lines so that our Cricut will cut the lines as well. So you're going to come back up here to shapes. The first one here, it is a score line, but what we're going to do is we are going to size it down. Okay. We are going to rotate it, I think 45 degrees. Oh, negative 45. Oh no. It should have been negative 45. Negative 45 degrees, beautiful. We'll size it down even more because it doesn't need to be like super huge. And then from there, we're going to change it from a score line to a basic cut, okay? Now, this is somewhere where you're gonna definitely want to zoom in. We're gonna choose this line and I'm going to place it. I wanna make sure it is at the edge, if not even like sticking out just a little bit from our design, because you wanna make sure the Cricut is gonna cut around it, but it also needs to cut here. So once you've done that, we are going to duplicate it with it. So I'm gonna select it, we're gonna duplicate it. Now this is the easiest way that I have found, is once you duplicate it, we're gonna go up here to flip, and we're gonna flip it horizontally. We're gonna bring it over here.
Now I do want to offer this to anyone. There's also another way, Lauren. You could cut it and then get your scissors.
You could get your scissors if you wanted
and
to.
if this is too much for you, I just want to offer that sometimes just because the Cricut can do it, doesn't mean you have to have it do it. But I love giving you both options. But for anyone that's like, okay, what? Like, feel free. I just want to give permission. Scissors.
Yes, you have permission to do scissors, okay?
So good.
Seriously, I didn't mean to move you. Okay, because I'm so zoomed in. So once you have your slits there, okay, what we're gonna do now is, I like working from the layers panel because you all could see, it's like anytime I clicked on it, it would like move it around. I don't want it to move. I want it to say exactly where it's at. That's why working from your layers panel, y'all, is something that I feel like needs to be utilized more. We do it here, but if you all are not working from your layers panel, you need to start. So how you can do that is select this line, hold down the shift key, select the other line. With the shift key still held down, we're now gonna select our flattened print and cut image. So we have all 3 of these selected, and this just needs to be deleted. So we have our print and cut image, shift key, line, line. You see they're all green, they're all selected. So now what we're going to do is we are going to attach them. We don't want to flatten them, because if you flatten them, you're just gonna have 2 black lines here. Now, if you wanted to flatten them and you have 2 black lines where you can come in and cut with your scissors, fine, you can do that. But we are attaching them because now what it's gonna do, our Cricut is going to cut out this oval, and then it's just gonna cut these 2 little slits.
Love it.
Beautiful. Now, all we have to do is send it to our printer to print. So we are going to go to Make It. We are using the Explore 3 today. This will fit on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. We are using 120-pound cardstock. It does need to be pretty thick, especially for this charm necklace. If you use 60-pound cardstock, that cardstock would look like that because of how heavy the necklace is. So you do need to have a pretty thick cardstock. So super important. Once you've done that, we're gonna go to continue. We are going to send it to our printer. For this one, because we don't have color going to the edge of our image, we are going to turn bleed off. We are using our Canon TS8100 series, and I'm using System Dialog. From there, I'm going to select print, pull it down, because it will pull up behind if you're on a Mac 9 times out of 10. We are feeding this from the rear tray, best quality. And y'all, I've been changing my media type to photo, even if it's not photo paper, and I've been getting some dang good prints.
I like that.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and
Wait,
change.
better prints than just moving it to best quality?
The color payout, it's
Just
like,
different?
it's just a more saturated color. I don't know, like that sweatshirt that I just did, where I printed on DTV, it's clearly not photo paper, but I printed it on photo type, and it just gave some really,
I love that.
really good color.
Everybody try it.
So try it out if you want to.
Yeah.
So after that, we're gonna select print. It is going to print, and I'm going to go grab that.
Woohoo!
One thing that I have done in the past, and I'm going to tell you guys, because if we have someone new, there's a good chance you're going to do this, and I don't want you to do this. I highly suggest, because you would think, this is an oval. It doesn't matter which way I put it on the mat. It's going to cut an oval, right?
Right.
I have had that train of thought before. Guys, it's very important how you put it on the mat.
Yeah.
So let's go back to Design Space real quick. The You're So Charming is on the left side, so you need to make sure when you lay it on the mat, the You're So Charming is on the left, because I have done a project very similar to this before, and I thought in my head, it's just a square. It's not gonna mess up.
Yeah.
But if we flipped it around, it would cut out the oval probably perfectly fine. But then our slits are gonna be on this side of our oval. So just make sure you put it on the mat the way that it is in Design Space, okay?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So now that we've done that, we are going to load our mat. I'm gonna move my tea, my unsweet tea. It's doing it to me again. It has done this to me the past 3 times. I have cut it on craft board setting.
Crazy.
It does one pass and then it stops, and then let's go over here.
Is it like the last time, yesterday? Is it cut through all the way?
Yes.
Is it cut through all the way?
Yeah, it is.
So wild.
I can see it's cut through all the way, but it's, go to the share screen and show them what it's.
Yeah.
This is, it says cutting 1 of 2 passes, because I did use the craft board setting. And then come back over here to the Cricut. It completely stopped.
Right.
It's not letting me unload. It's not, I don't know what's going on with Design Space. So I'm just gonna hit cancel, I guess, because it did cut all the way through. Yes, I wanna cancel the cut, and then it will pop it out.
Beautiful.
Anyway.
Little tech issue, and that's the thing with each Cricut update, you'll notice like there can be some of these little finicky things that come up. They usually fix them and release an update, and then it'll be fine. So it's just part of it.
And then once you're done, which I still have like 2 or 3 more charms to put on this one, but look how cute.
Beautiful.
And look how, that size
is perfect.
is perfect.
Yeah. That is incredible. Incredible, incredible, incredible. Someone said it happened to them too last night. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Look at it.
I love
so
it.
Good. So Lauren will add the rest of her charms, and then she'll be ready to give Alicia a welcome back to work gift.
Welcome back to work.
Ooh, it's so good.
I love it.
What do you guys think? Let us know. Let us know down below if you are try your hand at making some charm necklaces.